What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with a couple guests. We got Big Dub in the house, and we got Simon in the house. What is up, fellas? They're filling in for Alan, because Alan is going to be MIA for this week and next week. I don't know which one of these two may or may not be with me next week. I don't think, Dub, you don't have time next week, I believe, right? Simon, how about you?
Unfortunately.
All depends how much you slag off Anthony Ogogo today. If you say good things about him, I might come back.
All right. But so I might be solo again next week. All right. Before we get too far, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that thumb right now if you're listening. Please subscribe, hit the bell, get notified when we go on. You know, all that helps the algorithms. UncensoredAlliance.com, where you can find everything we do. You can email us at AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. Send us anything, questions, comments, statements. We are on Facebook. We have a page and a group. Throw AEW Uncensored Podcast in the search. The page and a group will pop up. Please like the page and join the group. We are on all third-party podcast applications. We are also on Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart and iTunes. Please write us a review on iTunes. We appreciate that greatly. Shout out to Germany. Germany, we've been in for 2 weeks now on the ratings. Appreciate that. And if you want to join us on the show, Skype link in the chat. I'm sorry, Skype link in the description of this current show, as well as the podcast show in the description there. Jesus Christ, you would think I don't know how to speak.
You're thrown off because Alan isn't here and you're not used to your normal intro.
So, and as always, we are live every Sunday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. So, all right, now with the formalities out of the way, I can't see the chat, so I might have to fucking follow this in YouTube and hope that everything goes good in the back end. And for some reason, I can't sign in through the back end here. It's not allowing me. Inside baseball, everybody. Inside baseball. So, John, what's up, brother? Shout out to you. Thank you again. I see you in the chat there. Much appreciated. So, what's up, fellas?
Not much. Just enjoying a wonderful week of AEW.
Same old shit, right? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we'll start with the pay-per-view. You guys down with that?
Oh,
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of miscellaneous. There's been some releases.
This week. Shit. Yeah. You know what? That's a good call.
Some releases.
Usually, Alan keeps the miscellaneous on tap, so let's talk it. Yep.
Got Awesome Kong, which probably we knew would happen anyway because she's not been around for forever. But
yeah, she's on the older end, so you knew she was probably going to be.
One of my favorites, Shanna's gone.
Yeah.
And supposedly it's because of an attitude issue towards the Dark Elevation B team. But I've met Shanna on various occasions in UK indie events, and she's absolutely lovely. So I call bullshit on it, but she's gone. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that. You know, I like Shanna. I thought she had a lot of upside. I don't know if she's Portuguese or French.
She wrestles bears. I remember JR saying she wrestled bears when she debuted, and I was like, "What the heck?"
So she's Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yes, pretty much.
So, yeah, I don't know about the attitude thing. Who knows? You know how it is. Rumors are rumors.
She'll try anything.
If she was known to have that type of thing like Ivelisse was, I would buy into it more. But otherwise, I'm just gonna say it is what it is. They just didn't need. You know, maybe it's just a typical cut you need to do. You know, eventually AEW is going to be cutting people, and they seem to be the first official cuts in terms of contracts ending and just letting them go. Not in terms of like, oh, you fucked up like Ivelisse and cutting and such. So
Jimmy Havoc.
Well, ridiculously,
Havoc,
most of the
Bea
cuts
Priestley.
they've made have been women. So you've got Bea Priestley, Sadie Gibbs.
I forgot about that Sadie Gibbs. What was the deal with? But see, I think Sadie Gibbs and Bea Priestley were due to the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean,
but now Bea Priestley's going to go to NXT UK allegedly.
Yeah, but Pac weren't cut, and he's from the UK, so they've cut more of the women's division, which is in desperate need of good people, than they have of men.
I'll agree with you 100% there.
And they're getting to the point
rotation's
with Rampage.
key too.
Yeah, they're getting to the point, even with Rampage coming up, of having an overly populated male division.
Well, listen, I mean, it's been overly populated. They need to be able to use these people on these other shows. So, I just think the women's division in general is being mismanaged overall. Obviously, you have the main event, the world title, the women's title, but other than that, I feel like they're mismanaging most of it.
Yeah, I mean, really, rotation, not only in the women's division, but in the men's division too. Rotating people in and out of Dynamite would be good instead of seeing the same people all over every week.
That would be huge. That's why I think with the new show, that's why I thought literally the second Dark Elevation show was going to be more like mid-card, build some mid-card, bounce them onto Dynamite here and there. Just for showcase and mention that, Dark, but they didn't. They just fucking made Dark and Dark Elevation, which is dark and dark. Made no sense.
The whole purpose of Dark and Dark Elevation right now is literally so when whomever it is ends up on Dynamite, they can go, oh no, let's say Griff fucking Garrison. Griff Garrison's won 12 matches since January the 1st this year, rather than saying actually Griff Garrison has beaten 12 jobbers.
Right.
And that's bad. And that's bad because when they inflate shit like that, that's annoying as fuck as a fan.
And that's how they got.
They got Sean Spears has won 15 in a row against who?
Right. Yep. And I apologize stepping over you there. That's how they got Britt Baker her title shot, which was contrived. It was contrived. She wasn't winning on Dynamite. You know what I mean? She was winning on these secondary shows, and I think once maybe or twice on Dynamite. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just, rotation is key, and they don't seem very keen on rotating people in and out for Dynamite.
Also, before we get into it, I need to start with an apology to Bill, and I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, and you will never get this again from me. So you're fucking lucky, mate.
Hey,
2 things.
10 minutes, 40 seconds in. 10 minutes, 40 seconds in. Clip this.
Only time somebody from the UK would apologise to somebody from the US.
Are you Canadian now?
But fuck you, Cody. We'll explain why later on. All right. And I've defended him many times, but I'm gone now. Fuck you, Cody.
There you go.
And we'll get to it, I'm sure. But Sting was fucking excellent at the pay-per-view.
All right, and we'll get to that.
I've spent the last 4 months slagging him off, and he was excellent.
We'll get to that. Bill. We'll definitely get to that. I appreciate that. HWO, doing a face turn. All right, real quick before. I don't think there was any other miscellaneous AEW nonsense. I did see something today, real quick. Impact. An AEW conference of some sort on Access TV?
So Impact is going to have a summit.
That's right.
With Don Callis, Scott D'Amore, I don't know who the Impact EVP is, and Tony. I don't know what it's about. I'm sure it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just because Kenny's champion and they want to keep that story moving.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what.
It's not like they're doing an invasion angle at all.
No, not really. All right, now real quick, let's touch this. We have to touch it obviously because it does have AEW twists, but WWE released a bunch of wrestlers. Let's see: Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott, Lana, Buddy Murphy, Santana Garrett, and some of these other ones I don't really know, so I won't even mention them. What do you got? Okay, of that list, who can you see AEW taking advantage of?
So I talked about this when it happened on Wednesday. So Braun Strowman is not wrestling anywhere else. I'm going to throw that out there right now because he has said he's not going to work for anyone else but Vince. So throw Braun Strowman out. Unless he was doing the biggest swerve of a lifetime, he has said he is a Vince McMahon disciple and will stay a Vince McMahon disciple.
When I spoke to Alan on the side and Jimmy about this, maybe it was with you guys, I don't remember, but I felt like Braun was a guy I would bring. But then I thought it over and I go, I wouldn't want Braun in AEW. I just wouldn't.
Neither would I, because his character is just not there. And I see a lot of, on the groups, I see a lot of people going, book Johnny Silver and Braun Strowman as the Incredible Hulk for Johnny Hung. I'm like, no one wants to see that. That's indie crap that no one wants to see.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Aleister Black would be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. Tony really wants his wife, really bad.
Here's the twist. There is Thea has been seen at the I don't know. I called her Thea because I don't know if she's with WWE, but she's been seen at the Performance Center again. Now
probably to see friends.
You think? I mean, okay. Now, wouldn't be a kick in the dick if she got released and then everybody wanted her husband to be released. He gets released and she's back. How fucked up would that be? That's some WWE.
I bet
shit
she would start an OnlyFans again just to get fired.
Yeah, but I think they changed their whole shit on that, didn't they?
No. No, WWE wants their cut.
So I think we'll definitely see Lana. Miro will get her in somehow. Right? That's definitely going to happen. And he already said on Dynamite that she was beautiful or fit, whatever.
Yes.
So that was a
nice little thing. Yeah.
The Aleister Black would be awesome. Braun, yeah, I agree. Fuck Braun. Ruby Riott, I always thought was AEW material.
Yeah, Heidi Lovelace would be perfect for that division. She could elevate. If you could build the women's division around her and Serena Deeb right now, you would have a banging women's division.
But
since,
of course,
Tessa Blanchard is, who knows what.
But remember, we've still got the last cuts who got 35 days of their non-competes. So you've still got the likes of Samoa Joe, Chelsea Green potential. I know she'd probably end up with her husband in Impact.
Right, I've seen a lot of her going to Impact and not to AEW.
But so potentially we might sit there and I know this is maybe going to the filler end of it, but you could have Samoa Joe, Chelsea Green, Aleister Black, Lana, Ruby Riott. That's 5 more fucking WWE guys and girls, and although they're all worth it, it just starts to feel like fucking TNA in 2009.
Nah, but
Eric Bischoff, Hulk Hogan times.
That doesn't bother me. Don't become the uppercase, lowercase. The fucking don't become.
Yeah, don't
become Homer Simpson.
WWE
Simon.
drone stuff.
Don't become Homer Simpson. All right.
Yeah, because that's what WWE fans do. Oh, they're just getting our leftovers because they know you're not that good. They don't move the needle. Right. Brock Lesnar moves the needle.
Okay, but look,
my God.
So, there's plenty of people who they brought through their own development. Your Lee Johnsons of the world, your Aaron Solos of the world, who have elevated onto the occasional Dynamite appearance. But these ex-WWE guys will come in and will take their spot on Dynamite.
Let me be honest with you. Big Shoddy Lee will never be a main talent. Neither will Aaron Solo. They don't have the looks. They don't have the size. It's that simple. They'll be nothing but lower card jabronis for their entire career. And it is what it is. It's facts.
I think Cody or Cody will get them to a TNT title run.
God, don't make me sick. All right, so
I'm right because it's his pet projects.
I know, but I've seen all of his upcoming pet projects, and none of them look like someone I would follow.
And of course, we need to make sure there's space on the roster for Moxley's kid and Cody's kid coming up.
Oh, no.
That's 18
don't
years
do that
from now,
stupid
man.
stuff. No.
No. All right, real quick. I don't know anything about this Santana Garrett person.
So I talked about this on again when it happened. So apparently during Memorial Day weekend, Santana Garrett on her Instagram did a video and zoomed in on a flag that said F Biden. And now she's fired. So
well. I don't think that would be a WWE thing because they're a very conservative company. They're the opposite of what AEW is.
Yeah, but because Vince was on
Vince
old.
Flipped. Ever since Trump got into office, I think Vince has flipped.
No, Vince was on.
Look at
on
Sami
Trump's
Zayn
sport.
for crying out loud.
I thought didn't Trumpy sign up Vince for some sort of sport or some sport forum?
Yeah, for COVID, and they did nothing with it.
Right, okay.
I don't think that Vince lets Sammy be his fucking ultra liberal self because Vince is just probably that guy. He's not going to shove his views down your throat. You know what I mean? So
you can hear him talking through wrestlers.
You think? I don't know. I don't watch the program.
I know you don't watch WWE, but I've watched WWE long enough to know when Vince is talking to the crowd through a wrestler.
But don't forget, Vince is the end-all, be-all, but he's also not the writer. And let's be honest, a lot of industry people in all these industries are very liberal. So they write what comes out of these wrestlers.
And who has final approval?
But how deep does
No, who has final approval?
Vince does, but how deep does Vince get into that stuff? He's more of the if it's going to go in this direction, I'm fine. If it's going in that direction, I'm fine. I want this in that direction. He might not get down to the nitty-gritty of the actual slight messaging that you hear. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't know.
Vince micromanages the catering menu. Of course he knows every word that's said on his show.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say that he is or hasn't. He is or isn't, but all right. So anyway, let's I doubt that that was the reason she got released, but I don't know anything about her. I actually thought it was a guy when I just said the name. So
Me too.
She was mainly NXT, so that was a little surprising.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she goes back to Impact because she spent a majority of her time in Impact.
Okay. So okay. All right. Now here's Buddy Murphy. What do you guys say?
So
another small guy. Do we need another tiny? Isn't he a tiny guy?
Him and Aleister Black had a great feud right before the pandemic started.
Right.
Like they had a kickoff match at one of the pay-per-views, and it was like the match of the night, bar none. So of course, what Vince did. We have to have that match 16 times in a row.
Of course. And
it was buried into the ground, and then Buddy Murphy Murphy had to become a lackey to Seth Rollins. So, I could see him going to AEW. I wouldn't be shocked if he went to, the NWA for maybe a U.S. or national championship run or whatever.
But do you think he's worth to even? He's a guy that you're like you would definitely be.
Oh yeah, no. Talent-wise, he is there.
Okay, on the mic.
On the mic, not a big enough sample size for me to know.
Size?
If I could go
is he
size,
another little guy?
Size, he's going to be he's 6 foot, maybe 6'1".
Okay, so that's fine.
215, 220.
So he's
bigger than MJF. I know that much.
So he's legit that. Okay, so he's a bigger dude. All right. So
I would say he's in the Shawn Michaels realm.
Okay, so that's a guy that I really wasn't sure on. All right, my opinion on Lana. I seen one of you rolled your eyes. I think it was you, Dub, but I think Lana is great in that role of playing her husband's side, her husband's side piece, a good mouthpiece. In terms of wrestling, she gets shit on for her wrestling. I don't know how she's improved, but
she hasn't.
Okay, well, AEW, what are they going to do? Bring in another? They're going to bring her in. She's going to wrestle some more, and they're just going to have another shitty woman wrestler.
Here's the thing: is like Miro doesn't need CJ. He doesn't. He can talk.
Yes. But
I think what they'll do, they'll make him like he is, like this big monster, and she'll be the only calming influence. That'll be what they'll do. She'll be the only one who can stop him from destructing everything.
So we're doing Samson and Delilah?
Exactly that, yeah. Godzilla and whatever the Latin Godzilla is. But yeah, that all that shit, I reckon that's what I do.
So, all right, so I understand what you're saying. He can. I'm not saying she needs to be his only mouthpiece, because yes, he speaks. He does good in promos, but she's also a very. I've seen her come out and do her Lana Super Russian like Rocky IV fucking thing, and it's.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, it gets the crowd. It gets heat. You know what I'm saying? She can be both. They could both talk, but she could also help bring that extra heat. You know what I'm saying? So that is, to me, a good signing.
But she's dropped the accent.
I mean, it's WWE. I mean, she could always come
I know,
back.
But people are going to remember that she dropped the accent.
I mean, people remember everything. I mean, Rusev fucking, you know, he was the Brute, then he was a normal dude, now he's back to fucking the almost like the Brute style. You know what I'm saying? It's so
people chant Miro Day.
Yeah, but people seem to have forgotten that Ali got killed in Impact, and in theory shouldn't actually be alive. So
and people are still waiting for Rosemary to show up in any of her matches.
Let's not even Jesus Christ. Let's not even talk about.
You know I'm
Ali.
right.
Jesus
Everybody's
Christ.
waiting for Rosemary to show up. Biggest thing of her career, and then she kills it.
All right, we're getting stuck here. So real quick,
pay-per-view.
Ruby Riott, I heard, was a good hand. So
yes,
definitely,
very good.
I didn't know. I think Alan might have mentioned it to me, but I was like, okay, I'm in. Or Eddie, my buddy Eddie mentioned it to me. So you guys know Eddie, but you know, so I mean that's good. Anytime you could infuse a new woman into the division that can work, I mean that's great. Aleister Black, everybody's so high on him. I want him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of course,
don't listen to Booker.
Well, I reckon we'll get the Iconics from the last cuts as well.
Yeah. What is Okay, one last one that is not WWE related, but Serena De La Renta left MLW, and from everything I understand, she was a very key part in production and stuff over there. And she was also, you know, she also obviously was the manager for who was it? Psychosis.
Yeah, Mil Mertes, who just signed I think a 5-year deal with MLW.
No, was that Serena De La Renta?
Yeah.
Was that the one
the wrestler was Mil Mertes from Azteca Underground when they did the Lucha Libre Underground show on the El Rey Network.
Was she the one that left then? Am I mistaken?
I think so, because Dario came back on the season finale of Fusion or whatever it's called, their weekly television.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was her that left. Yeah, it's her departure. Yep, and I believe, from what I understand, she was a big part of the production of MLW. So, I mean, right there, you got her as a great on-screen talent. You got her as good. You can use her in the back. So, I think that would be a smart move by Tony Khan to bring her in.
I agree with that, but here's the thing: you have too many Chiefs and not enough Indians.
Well, she could be an Indian and help out the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying?
If they're willing to listen.
Well, listen, she don't have to be. I'm just saying she has the experience.
Right. No, I know. But
if they want.
My worry with
very
that
ego-driven in the back.
My worry with that is she would take too much screen time away from Dasha Gonzalez, and you can't be doing that.
Well, Dasha,
she's only on commentary.
Yeah, Dasha's commentary. I mean, and very, very rarely promos or interviews, but she would be more of a valet. So,
okay,
like a manager. I should say manager. I don't want to.
She should be paired with Andrade, not to jump ahead.
Yes.
Instead of Vicky Guerrero, and we'll get into that.
But dude, please don't.
Yeah,
stop it right there.
You know,
because we got a whole lot to unpack with that.
All
right. Let's get on to the pay-per-view. God damn, we're not getting out of here tonight, boy. Woo! I thought I ran.
3-hour podcast. Here we come.
Now I thought I ran. Now I got you guys with me. Fuck, we're in trouble. Plus we got the pay-per-view to go over. We'll try to hit the key items a little harder, and let's try to bounce through some of the bullshit. You know what I mean? All right. So Double or Nothing 2021. We start off with Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. Okay.
No, we don't.
Deeb and Riho.
Okay. Deeb
and Riho. That match was a fucking banger.
You guys talk about that. I didn't get to watch it, so you guys talk about it.
Dude, you need to go back and watch that. Seriously, that was a great match.
Listen, I heard. Let me tell you about Serena Deeb. Yes, she can work. She has no charisma whatsoever. Right. She is bland.
Now
she is
bland.
You're
very hard and came off really well with her charisma in the ring on Sunday, last Sunday.
Exactly right. Oh, she almost had a bit of a heel turn, and it
she even flipped heel, which was fucking phenomenal.
I heard,
and I think that might be her personality because she has no personality. Being a
heel,
who
knows? Maybe she flipped heel because of the whole Camille and Thunder Rosa situation that's happening in 30 minutes.
Is it Camille and Thunder Rosa? I think it's Camille and Serena Deeb.
Well, yeah, but Camille and Thunder Rosa were having a number one contendership.
Okay, fine.
And both of them are face, so I think Camille's face. I don't know.
So have at it. I'll be honest. I didn't go back and watch because I figured the match was going to be good. Riho's good. Serena Deeb's good. But let's be real. Serena Deeb, in my opinion, is just the most. She's bland, bro. She's like mashed potatoes with no salt. You know what I mean? Like
this had a pinch of salt. This match actually had a pinch of salt.
All right.
This is probably the best kickoff match, whether it be WWE or AEW, I have seen
in a while
since I started doing my show.
All right, so go ahead. Let's hear it, guys. Spit it out. I apologize that I tried to skip this, and you guys get jumped.
But no,
you guys jumped on my ass quick, boy. Like.
No, I just want to make sure it got its just due because I thought it was a fantastic match. I mean, Deeb got the win because she's a champion and everything, but Deeb really worked a leg really well, and Riho really sold it very well. I mean, they were doing submission trade-offs a lot. I thought it was a fantastic match and really got. I mean, normally when you see a kickoff match, people aren't invested, people don't care, but everybody in this match was invested and gave a shit the entire time.
I think for me, so this pay-per-view, I watched the following day, invited some mates over, had a bottle of Jack Daniels, and so I didn't know if this match was really good or if it was the match that I was the most sober watching. But the impact of the crowd before the match even started it felt very SummerSlam 1990. Outdoor arena, jam-packed, crowd were absolutely up for it. What was it, 5,200 they had in there or something?
55.
5,500. And then because of the crowd wanted it, as Riho come out, as Deeb come out, you could see they were grateful for the crowd to be there. And they put on a goddamn show. And they put on a better match, and I know we'll talk about later, than Shida and Britt. And that's the shame of it, where their match was better than actually the Women's Championship match. And but as we said, Deeb going heel, I think, is probably the right thing for her. 100%.
Let's talk about the crowd. I don't know why that wasn't on my notes first. I mean, the fucking crowd. Boy, did we miss this. I mean, that crowd was hot. They weren't as hot on. They were a little hot on Dynamite at points the week prior. When they first got the people in, but at the pay-per-view, they were fucking hot. And, like I said, even the next Dynamite they were hot, but they were, they had moments where they were hot. But the pay-per-view I felt like the pay-per-view most of the night, everything was pretty hot.
Putting the crowd on camera-facing view and only having one tunnel.
Yeah,
fuck me, that worked. It worked. It was whoever made that
gives
call.
You get a vibe when you hear that crowd, man. And listen, maybe I'll get more rejuvenated back as the weeks go on with more people in the crowd and stuff. But I mean, you guys heard me. I'm a little disappointed how the product's going. So
maybe once they get to like Texas and Mississippi and all that, things will start to get back to normal and then everything.
Right. And why are they doing why are they doing All Out? Was it All Out in Chicago?
Chicago.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? Okay, man, stop overdoing these fucking cities, because then these cities are going to stop coming out. I mean, New Jersey was set to have Blood and Guts, right?
Rochester.
No, New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey? Okay. Yeah.
Prudential Center in Newark.
Okay.
I'm in New Jersey, bro. 16,000 tickets sold out in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Who wants to say that they don't have another one?
No, I get it, but why would you not go, yo, Jersey sold out. Why are you not coming to New York and New Jersey for a pay-per-view?
Is it different state restrictions with COVID? I don't know.
You're
right.
That
could be a thing as COVID.
You're right. New Jersey is a very okay. Yeah, we did come off lockdown just like 2 weeks ago. You're right. But you think Chicago? But you think Chicago?
Chicago's where it's all started.
So I've apologized.
Yeah, but Chicago,
and you said I'm right in the same podcast.
Yeah, I know. But Chicago is also a very liberal city, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but they're actually going to be in the burbs.
Listen,
so it's not a Sears Center.
If I understand Chicago's where it started, but you can't go to that well all the time.
I completely agree. That's why what was it, the first year they did All Out, and then they did Revolution at Wintrust Arena inside the city proper, and then the lockdown happened.
Yeah, all right. So that's here and there. It's just something I just wanted to bring up. All right, so then we get Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. This is the ages, the match for the ages. Brian Cage and Hangman Page.
Not in a cage, though.
Not in a cage. It should have been in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, this match, dude, like, I fucking loved it. I thought it was good. High impact the whole way. Super clean overall. Cage had the one slip up when he went for that buckshot lariat. It was more like a hiccup in the middle of it, and he wasn't gonna hit it anyway. I really thought this was a solid match, a high impact match, and Team Taz comes in. They try to help out Cage. They want to give him the belt, and of course, Brian Cage, he's been waffling here, and he says, "No, I don't need your help." And of course, he ends up getting beat. So we know where that leads. It leads to another nail in the coffin of him leaving Team Taz. Simon, what's your take here?
So Brian Cage's outfit on Raw, I think that's the first time he's worn it in AEW. The machine, robotic outfit.
I did like that.
I just kept thinking of Alan at all points. But I used to wear that in the Indies, so I think that's probably a prelude of his solo run coming up. I've got my notes here because at this point I was taking notes while I was watching it before I got too drunk. Is that JR said virtually fuck all throughout the whole pay-per-view, apart from "my God" and "quicker than a hiccup."
Yes, he said quicker than a hiccup multiple times, bro.
Yeah, Stadium Stampede he talked, but that was pre-recorded. But so I don't know what was up with him, but he literally almost sat this pay-per-view out, apart from saying "my God" and quicker than a hiccup.
Well, it's just like Tony Schiavone. Anytime we hear "It's Sting" every 30 seconds out of his mouth. I know you're a Sting fan, Bill. I get it, but like, calm down on the "It's Sting."
I don't disagree. So where were you at with this match, Dub?
So I thought this was a fantastic. I think this, Tony picked the perfect match to start off the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I thought the ending was rushed. Okay. Once Hook and Ricky Starks came out, I feel like it was just like the ref got in someone's ear and said, "Gotta go, go home, now," and then it was just kind of anticlimactic pin.
I'm trying to remember if that was the match. There's a match recently I felt that way about, and that might have been the match. I can't remember which match it was, though. Might have been on Dynamite. Maybe when we get to Dynamite, it'll jar something. But I felt there was a match where they were like, "Get the fuck out," things are going quick. And listen, they suffered from that where the finishes are just too spur of the moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else on this match you guys want to get out? We're all in agreement. Good. Okay, let's go. Good. The crowd was hot. I did have to go.
We can say that all day.
Okay. This was it. Okay. I have this specifically for this match. So next up, we get the Bucks and versus Kingston and Moxley. And that's where, I noticed, I have It Was Hot Here because I had to go back and watch Cage and Hangman Page because we missed that. We missed that match. So I had to go back the next day and watch it. So Moxley and Kingston, they start taking it to the Bucks. Mox takes a beer, chugs it down, smashes it on his forehead. Little Sandman action there, you know. Nick Jackson out there looking like Dennis Condrey with the fucking two-tone, the light hair with the dark beard. It's funny because it's kind of throwing me off, like who's who, Matt or Nick. It's pretty funny now with the hair color. The match itself I thought was damn good. I just wish like it was more, like we talked about this multiple times. You guys know this. I just wish it was more regular tag team than constantly having two guys in the ring at all times. The ref looks like a fucking dummy. You know, the ref's not counting. The ref starts counting 1 and then just starts talking and they keep battling and they stop counting. Then they start again. 1. It's like, like, come on, let's get together and fucking figure this out. You know, that's other than that, you know, it's a fucking huge pet peeve of mine. But I thought the match was good. I just wish they would stop with the fucking constantly having two guys in a ring with no heed for a count. You've even given them a longer count. It used to be, what, a 5 count to get out of the ring?
Now it's a 10 count.
They've even given you a 10 count, and you still can't just fucking play within those rules. Like, they tried to be like, okay, you guys like to do the two guys in a ring. We'll extend it 5 more seconds. No, which we know 5 seconds in ref count is 20. So, or 10 seconds in ref count is 20. So they still can't fucking let it go that way. So that was a bit annoying. And again, like I said, the crowd was super hot and the match was pretty damn good overall. We'll start with Dub. Where you at?
So I was not a fan of this match.
Okay.
Mainly because too many fucking false finishes.
All right.
It's a Young Bucks match, so what are you going to get?
I know, but like, calm it the fuck down. Like, there's just, I mean, what was there, 20 of them? 30 of them? I mean, it was an egregious amount. I mean, they feel like they need to be Shawn versus The Undertaker at 25 every match. And it's ridiculous. So that's how I felt about the match. I just, you know, they need to calm down on that. I loved the beginning with Mox just jumping in while the streamers were coming off and punching the hell out of Matt or Nick. I don't know which one.
Yeah, they just jumped on him right away. That was nice, like you said, with the streamers hitting him and everything.
And one thing that shocked me, going back to the crowd, who knew Eddy would be so over?
Mm. Well, so I remember, the last indie show I went to prior to lockdown, February last year, it was in London with Eddie Kingston versus La Parka. At Rev Pro, and Eddie Kingston was staying in a grungy little flat in a place called Coventry, about 45 minutes up the road from me. And on Twitter, he was showing, that he looked like a poor indie wrestler. And then lo and behold, somehow lockdown's hit, and he's come out the other side of lockdown, main event in bloody AEW, and it's incredible, and really proud of the guy. It's phenomenal. But from probably one of the few wrestlers who've had such a rise in such an awful time. But fuck me, he's good. Fuck me.
He's a good wrestler, man, and he's great on the mic. So, you know, people get behind him if he's out there in front of the people. You know.
I would love to see him and MJF in a ring just to do a promo.
Oh, it'll happen.
I know it'll happen. I just can't wait for it.
All right, let's move on to the Battle Royal.
I've just got a couple of quick bits on that match. So
which match?
The Bucks versus Kingston and Mox.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. I apologize. Did I not go to you? My apologies.
No.
My apologies.
Fucking
let Simon talk.
Showing your hatred to the Europeans. I get you.
You
invite me on just to ignore me.
I
get you.
Brits.
I would say the Germans will come on and protect me, but no, they won't.
Listen, they've worked very hard to shed that World War II stigma. They would probably come.
They're still working on it.
Right, okay, so it was obvious that Moxley and Kingston were going to lose going in because of Renee's due to have a baby, and we knew that Moxley was going to be written out, right? So I expected him to get written out bigger than a few knees to the head, right? I thought maybe for a big hardcore wrestler, like if he's out indefinitely, which is what they're saying now, it shouldn't have just been, 4 BTE triggers? What they did to him? It should have been thrown through a glass window and then tombstones off the stage or something ridiculous. Like, this is John Moxley, hardcore indie hero.
Yeah.
4 fucking BTE triggers ain't going to put him out indefinitely. But
I agree with that, but here's the thing. It was a regular match. It wasn't a hardcore match.
Right.
No, of course, they do it after the bell. Take him up and throw him off the stage, or do something that makes him so he's written off and weak and it keeps him strong.
I got to be honest. I thought they were going to win the match, man. I thought they were going to give him the belts.
If it weren't for Renee due date, that would have been the right thing. And maybe Young Bucks winning it back soon after to carry on that storyline and get it. But yeah, the other one, they took Kaz being called the Elite Killer. I like that. Yeah, they introduced him as the Elite Killer in that.
He's attacking everybody, right?
I've got here about the Bucks doing loads of Hogan and Macho Man celebration and taunts in the ring. And then I think this last bit agrees with both of you guys, which is a great match ruined by double teaming too much. Where was the fucking ref?
Yeah.
Was Knox the ref in this match? Does anyone remember?
He's always their ref, so Knox.
I know.
Not anything multi team is normally him.
He's dog shit. The more he refs matches, the more I want to slap him.
Yeah.
That's all you got on the match, Simon?
That's all I got.
All right, boys. Let's move to the Battle Royal, or whatever the fuck they call it. To me, it's a Battle Royal. Is anybody else getting tired of these Battle Royals at pay-per-views?
Well,
I mean, it's something.
I'm just tired of this fucking gimmick.
I'm just tired of them hyping up the Joker.
Right.
Yeah. We'll get to that, I'm sure. But if they make sense, I get it. Like, I'm all for a Royal Rumble, right? But the fact that their Battle Royal is based upon cards being pulled, and you don't know in advance who is any of the suits. So they say Hearts has been pulled, and nobody gives a shit because we don't actually know who's a fucking Heart. It could be anybody who walks out, and they haven't done any storyline leading up to it, working, and it just makes the whole fucking thing pretty pointless.
Surprisingly, I don't think they pulled the huge melee with everybody in the Battle Royal at the end of a Dynamite recently, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So thank God they got rid of that bullshit just to fucking build this match, because we didn't need that bullshit.
No. You know what I did like? You know what I do like about their at least that Battle Royal is 5 people come out at once. It's not 30 seconds someone comes in, 30 seconds someone. So it speeds it up a lot, which I really enjoy. The
problem with this is Battle Royals are sloppy. They look bad, and we'll talk about it, but I don't think they're I'll talk about it in a second, but you'll see what I mean. But they also, I don't know. It's just like you have such sloppy wrestling already on a lot of occasions that why showcase a ton of sloppy wrestling in one match that the world's watching on a pay-per-view? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let me get to my points real quick, then we'll move to you guys. I love that Max Caster came out. He got the fuck... Oh, my God. Here we go. He got the biggest pop. So you see, as you guys shit on him, you see that the crowd has been at home popping for this guy. Because they were in the arena and they popped hard for him. So it just proves that I'm right and his gimmick is great. Okay? If you'd also notice, when Max got eliminated...
Oh, Jesus.
The crowd booed. They fucking were way behind Max Caster, bro. He's the people's fucking champ right now. So that was...
Tell Dwayne.
Listen, no, he's the real people's... None of that fake bullshit. Penta's ring gear was awesome. I love the Joker theme.
Yes.
Leo Rush, really? Isn't this is Mr. Controversial guy? He's a fucking... The dude... I didn't know how big the guy is. He's the size of an ant.
Tiny.
We don't need.
I think he's the same size as Marco. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure him and Marco are the same height.
Here's the deal: we don't need somebody who's smaller than Marco's stunt. Like, it's over. Let him stay in New Japan. This match, and here's what I kind of alluded to earlier. This match was a mess. The production crew missed eliminations, and they're doing close-ups. Why in a battle royal are we doing close-ups and not showing the wide-angle screen? That makes no fucking sense. Your cues are bad. You're missing eliminations. You're showing close-ups in the battle royal. Maybe that's the whole point. They're trying to hide the bullshit mess then don't have it. But okay, so that's one. And when the last three guys were in, I called Jungle Boy. I figured that's the way they were gonna go. I was like, they can't go with Christian. I just, and Eddy was with me, so he'll verify. I don't think Eddie's listening, but Eddy was watching with me. He was at my place, so he could verify. I did call Jungle Boy. And I'm glad he won. I love Jungle Boy. I fucking love Jungle Boy. And I'm glad it wasn't Christian, because fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Simon, give me your rundown on the Battle Royal. What notes do you have? That's how little notes I have on that bullshit match.
Literally, I'm looking at my phone, right? Did in fact take some notes. So I've got him. Max, awesome again. But so we come in dissing all the essentially the old people in the ring. Got through the ropes. You would have thought that he would have pissed everybody off, and then it would have been everybody versus him.
Yeah.
And if you're going to eliminate him quite quickly, like they did, then have everybody gang up on him and throw him over the ropes because of the rap.
Would have made sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But no, they split off into pairs, and it was seemingly as if he said nothing to nobody.
On a quick side note, I'm hoping that Tony Khan really took note how big of a pop he got in the booze when he went out. Because that was one of the most the things that caught my attention the most on the show, to be honest with you.
Well, I think that there's probably, and we spoke about it offline a couple of days ago, but where for the last year there hasn't been crowd reaction, right? So Tony really doesn't fully understand who will get the pop and who doesn't get the pop, and so I think we will get, and probably did get a little bit on Dynamite, really rapid changes in storylines based upon the actual real crowd reactions, what we didn't know of. And I think you're right, Max Caster might end up starting to get a more of a push because he's more over than I think they thought he was.
Yeah, I hope so.
Camera angles, nailed it. Penta, so looked great, but looked weak in the match. I didn't think he looked at all strong, and because he looked so great, and he is fucking great, and because Phoenix is going off and doing, and been so good in singles that they need to build Penta up as strong again, because Leo Rush, what the fuck? God knows, like he come in, showed how quick he was, but did fuck all and then got eliminated, never to be seen again. Like, fuck me. And like everyone said, if the Joker was the big show, it would have been too obvious, right? If he had done, stripped down his gear, got in the ring, but he would have been fucking better than Leo fucking Rush, and cost less money to do it as well. Jungle Boy, so his music's finally paying off. The crowd got into his music, and I've not been a fan of it until this week, where we've seen the crowd singing along with it, and I've gone, all right, I get it, it works. Yeah. Yep. Although I don't think Moxley's Wild Thing works. I think his old music was so good.
Yeah.
That turning his music to Wild Thing didn't need to happen. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got on the Battle Royale, apart from the suits being bullshit. But yeah.
Dub?
So, Max Caster, I think he's a fantastic wrestler. His gimmick is trash.
I love that gimmick.
Change the fucking gimmick. I think he's a fantastic wrestler.
Such good
What's
raps,
your suggestion?
No. This is worse than John Cena raps.
No, those fucking he got lines, bro.
Although my wife, who doesn't watch wrestling particularly, sat there because it was Monday during the day and we were both off, and watched it, and she was taking a piss out of Max for going yo 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 yo, trying to get himself in time ready to do the rap, and he overdoes that part.
Yeah, still change gimmick. But again, fantastic wrestler. I will not take away his wrestling ability. He is a fantastic wrestler. I hope when he changes his gimmick, he gets a run with the TNT, and then ultimately, maybe 10 years down the line, he gets a world title push.
But surely it's his gimmick what got him over. So if you change that, then he wouldn't be over, and then he doesn't need a TNT.
You always have to evolve. Always have to evolve gimmicks.
Nature Boy never evolved, and he's still the greats.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Jarrett's still doing this fucking same gimmick.
All right, well, let's not go.
Let's not go to the Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett's trash, bro. Let's stick with Ric Flair as the GOAT, yeah.
So, camera angles, I get what you guys are saying, but here's the thing. The way that the Daily's place was laid out, that's probably why they were having so many issues and why they were zooming in and it just didn't work out the way they wanted to.
Well, you have the hard camera. Just keep the hard camera.
No, I understand that. But again, you moved the hard camera, and then you have different hard cams in different places. It's going to mess things up. So, and then the Joker, who apparently for the last 2 years has been the joke on us, wouldn't it have been nice if, Andrade showed up instead of Lio Rush?
There's room. Okay, they're talking about they couldn't hammer out a deal.
I know, because he wants his creative, because he's a bitter Betty. I get it, because, WWE just touched him on the doll wrong. I get it.
Right.
So, Lio Rush, that was a joke. I loved... Even though, I wasn't a fan of seeing Matt Hardy and Christian at the end, it was nice to see that kind of nostalgia, and I think that's what Tony was kind of going for. Yeah. I was happy to see Jungle Boy get the win because I've been saying it for months. He needs to go on a singles run, and I want to see more him. I want to see more reps from him on the mic. I want because I need to see his. I need to see a sample size for that.
He needs to work on that. He's a little too boyish.
Right. Exactly. But again, he's only 23 years old.
Exactly.
You know what I love to see? When he faces Kenny in 2 weeks' time, Luchasaurus to cost him the win. Heel turn, take that mask off, do some big promo about this bullshit gimmick what I've been given. Maybe just have some black paint or some dark paint over his face and be a monster, and then do a little feud between Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus for a while to keep the belt warm later. One of the belts warm later on.
I like that, but I think Luchasaurus is so over with the Luchasaurus gimmick, he won't do it. I think that.
Plus, he's getting new toys.
But I think he's so
getting
over
that little wrestling buddy, so that's not happening for a while.
Yep. Yeah, fair enough. Because if he did do that, it'd be almost NWO Hogan turn. Obviously not as big.
I think down the line.
But you're right with the toys. Yeah, with the toys, it ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my thoughts. Again, I just like it was quick because what was that? 20 minutes long, 25 minutes tops. Versus the WWE Royal Rumble where it's like an hour and 10. So, I enjoy that it's quick and painless for the most part, unless, get the joke on us.
They moved it along pretty good. All right, next up we got Cody and Anthony Ogogo. I really loved Cody's gear here. He actually changed up the tights and stuff. Obviously he changes the colors, but they were actually different patterns and shit. I loved the jacket. I loved the theme of it. Ogogo looked great. He impressed me for as little as he's been wrestling. He really impressed me in the ring. It's the same with Jay Cargill. They do what they have to do, and they don't look too bad doing it. And I thought he was pretty good in this. Again, obviously it's a couple matches in for him. So I hate how this ended. Cody's beat to death. then he gets 2 moves and he gets the win. It's like you almost kind of like your quick finish with the Cage and Hangman match.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like with this, it's like you're getting beat to death and then you get 2 moves in and you win. And I think I mentioned this with the Darby match a couple weeks back where, he still had the title. He's getting beat pillar to post and then he just pulls out the win. I forget who he was wrestling. Some big motherfucker. I didn't like that.
Was it Lance Archer?
I thought it was Lance, but it might have been Lance. I didn't want to say Lance because I wasn't 100% sure, but you might be right. But for me, it's like I don't know. You go from getting bludgeoned to winning. And again, this is a part where Cody really didn't need to win, and this is Cody again. Okay, of course he gives him his shit so he gets over that way, but he still takes the W away from the young kid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got, man. How about you, Dubs? Now, Simon, we'll save the best for last. We'll save the best for last for you, Simon.
So, as soon as I saw Homelander come out, I knew he wasn't losing.
Woo! Holy
Cody
Homelander.
Cena, Cody Cena strikes
Helmsley?
again.
Cody Helmsley?
Cody Helmsley strikes again. I mean, more apropos Cody Cena because he acts more like Cena than Hunter. I thought that, it was very frustrating, and I know we'll get into this later because of Dynamite, but he should have won. This should have been a match a Go-Go won.
Yeah.
There's nothing is gained from Cody winning. Nothing.
Not a single thing.
I get his whole inspiring promo, America versus the world, and all that, stuff. It falls flat here when Cody wins.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I mean, it's frustrating to see that a Go-Go is on borrowed time because of his eye. Because I thought he looked phenomenal, and they're going to have to push him to the moon because, again, we don't know when that eye's going to go.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's good enough, and hopefully he's here longer than he expects. Shout out to Kenny. I just saw Kenny's back. Holy fuck, Kenny, we missed you, bro. Shout out to you.
I will say this real quick. I was upset Anthony Go-Go did not come out to wake me up before you a Go-Go. I was really hoping for that.
All right, Simon. It looks like Big Dub is done with his fucking promo there.
Where I'm trying to work out how to get the fire going.
So I don't think I have flames. Hold on. Do I have flames for you? Yes! Yes!
Right.
You got flames! So go ahead.
First and foremost, fuck you, Cody. Second, fuck you, Cody. And third, fuck you, Cody. Right, so.
3 fuck yous and you're out.
So this was the perfect opportunity to do what Brodie Lee did to Cody to build Brodie Lee, right? Mm-hmm. And we could have written Cody off for a couple of months so he could have go and have his baby and do lovey-dovey dad things and reality TV bullshit and just fuck off, right? Could have built a Go-Go up as this massive monster. And up to this point, he's been punching people in the gut and they've been bleeding out their mouth, and we have done. Suddenly, he's been punching old Cody in the belly, and hurts a little bit, but I'll be all right. Yeah, it's like, fuck off, come on. He literally no reason that Cody needed to win this apart from his own fucking egotistical arrogancy. And I was fuming. I might have had a fair bit of Jack Daniels by this point, but I was fucking angry. My wife didn't get it. She had no idea what made me so angry. But Dubs mentioned around a Go-Go's eye, but the commentators didn't mention it at all. And realistically, if we're gonna get Cody to be a monster, he should have preyed on his weakness. Because if it's public knowledge now that he's got a bad eye, then let Cody attack that eye and go, well, that's the one way you can beat Anthony Go-Go. But apart from that, you have to do that before he punches you in the gut.
That
right?
would have been a smart play.
QT very obviously bladed the Go-Go. virtually
Yes.
caught on camera blading a go-go.
Yes.
I have got here that I was proud of a go-go's performance. Now, I was at the there's a story what goes. There's an indie show in the UK was called Southside, and their very, very last show before they kind of knocked on the head, they called loads of wrestlers from WWE back to who'd come up through their ranks, and WWE went, yeah, okay, that's cool. And about a week before the show, WWE cancelled all their wrestlers, right? So AEW stepped in. So Cody, Brandy, QT Marshall, and MJF all flew over from America and stepped in at the very last minute, and it was great, right? And actually, Go-Go was a surprise person at the show, right? They announced that he had signed a developmental contract at that show, and he punched MJF and knocked him out. And then we didn't see him again for about a year. But I've been rooting for him from that day. So to see him going from no experience to from a hall with 800 people in Stevenage to now national TV, I'm incredibly proud of the guy. But they need to turn him into a proper. Like a what we would call a bouncer or a bodyguard to QT, and just kind of an indestructible monster with maybe one weakness, what might well be his eye. But fucking angry, pissed me off. Fuck you, Cody. Move on.
Take the flames off. All right, flames off. Kenny's happy the flames came back for you. Oh man, good to see you, Kenny. Shit.
We love Kenny. HWO.
Next up, we got Archer versus Miro. This was a good big man match. These guys, they both look good. They both look powerful. When Miro threw the bag with the snake, the whole crowd groaned, and it was just popped me. I just started laughing my ass off because obviously it wasn't a snake. But
I loved how during the media scrum they asked did Peter get in contact with Tony.
Oh shit! What'd they say? What'd he say?
Tony's like, no, Peter has not contacted me. I'm like, well, duh.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
I think they made it so fake on purpose to avoid that type of shit.
Yeah, but PETA doesn't care because they did this to the WWF a lot with Jake the Snake, and they don't give a fuck, fake or not. They're just I like in this match. Both guys actually look good. Archer's been teetering with me. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. I thought they both look great. Both look like strong monsters in this, and they kept Archer strong with him going out and not tapping. Which, I mean, it's a pretty typical AEW formula that they keep guys strong by doing the passing out thing. I don't know when it'll get tired. I mean, so far it's all right with me, but it is something noticeable. So it doesn't hurt Archer. You get a good big man match out of it. It's pretty much all I have on the match. Simon, we'll start with you.
So I've got it as a great match. I've got I think it was Archer got thrown into the extras. That made me chuckle. Complete wasted table spot at the beginning of the match. No build up to it. It was just like another move in the match. The commentators didn't make a big thing out of it. It just happened. I've got here that Archer's becoming the nearly man of AEW. He's that monster who is incredibly talented and should at some point have probably not the world belt, but probably a TNT belt reign. But seemingly every time he gets to that point, loses to Cody, to Miro. Did he lose to Brodie? I don't know, but he's lost every time he's got to that kind of big match. And I think
he's lost to Darby.
To Darby, yeah. And I think the issue, apparently Archer in real life is the nicest guy you'd ever meet. Apparently he's the most humblest, nice guy, really, really religious, really, really nice guy. And I think it's almost, or in my head, is when TK comes to him and says, "Oh, by the way, you're losing tonight. He's not arguing that, going, but how the fuck is that helping my character? How the fuck is that helping me? Everyone dies apart from anybody who I actually fight in any big event. It's like, he needs to make him a monster, keep him a monster. Don't. Yeah. So I don't know where we go with Lance Archer now. We've almost lost the allure of what he is or what he's meant to be.
I think he'll get there. It's a matter of time.
Maybe next piece is he has to drop Jake the Snake. He said, since I've teamed up with you, I've lost all of these many times. Drop him. Jake teamed up with another monster somewhere else, and that starts a feud. What starts building back up? I don't know.
He's only a monster when he's on Dark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But New Japan, and he was a monster as well.
In New Japan, he was a monster, but when you're in AEW, you're only a monster when you're on Dark because you're facing jobbers.
I think he'll get there. I think they have a plan. I'm sure their plan involves him as TNT champ, possibly even the world title run down the line. I think it's just a matter of progression and getting there. Like we talked about, they have so much talent, so little time, and I think they're going to get that time soon, and that's going to be very helpful.
Hopefully they learn how to rotate talent by then.
Exactly.
So I thought this was a good, solid match. I think this is what AEW's been kind of missing a little bit, having two big men go at each other versus, David versus Goliath or David versus David, that type of thing. I thought it was a very solid match. I did like the Jake the Snake spot with the snake. I thought that was great. I mean, I thought this was great on Miro's part and just smiling and enjoying himself. Like, I don't think I've seen Miro enjoy himself in a long time like he did last Sunday. That's all I got for it, because I just thought it was a good match. Solid.
I'll agree.
I've got to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be chopped by either of those two guys. Like, just some of the thuds, what sounded when I was hitting each other. It's like, fuck that.
Dude, I felt like they kind of were getting stiff for a minute there. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys feel that?
Few receipts. Yeah.
Bob Holly scares me more. I'm just saying, Bob Holly will scare me more with his chops.
I give one of my probably now famous. I've met Bob Holly.
Name dropper.
It's seemingly becoming a theme in it. But actually, really, again, I've only met him once, and of course, if he's paying people, paying for his autograph, he's going to be nice, isn't he? But yeah, he was sounding nice when I met him.
Let me ask you guys, did you guys feel like some of them shots were a little stiff between them guys? I felt like Miro got kicked and he kind of was like, I felt like one of them hit the other and the other was like, oh, okay. And I felt like they got
It's going to be one of those nights. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought they got a little stiff in there. Maybe not.
Maybe that's why Miro got excited, because somebody got stiff and he's like, oh, I want to get stiff too.
I just felt like, I was like, oh man, these guys seem like they're really fucking got a couple good shots in on each other. You know, I could be wrong, but I'm
sure we'll see that match again.
I do remember that. Yeah, I'm sure it'll pop up again.
Yeah.
All right, now, this is kind of the match that I've harped on for a long time here, that I've had a lot of issues where I knew it was going. We get Shida versus Britt for the Women's World Championship.
Worst kept secret.
Listen, you guys know I love Shida. You guys know that I think Shida is one of the best workers the company has. Obviously, Thunder Rosa's great. She's not with the company. We know Serena Deeb's great. She's got no personality. You guys know I think Allie's a great worker. So, but I think Shida has been one of the obvious mainstays in terms of carrying matches, keeping matches looking good. I have to say that I was so disappointed in this match. Okay. Shida, while she was mounted on Britt, the punches looked fucking awful. They didn't look like they were. And this is where she's been doing that new Hulk up thing, like where she gets crazy and does a bunch of solid hard moves towards the end of a match where she just bang, 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 and she's hitting them. It's like almost like you have that, but then in the beginning of the match, you're mounted on her and you're throwing these weak punches that don't even look like you're trying to hit her. she kind of needs to lay them in and make them look good, like she's really raging, like she does at the end of a match when she hits that chain of moves in that fit of rage that she has been doing. In terms of the match overall, I was super fucking disappointed. I thought it started off okay, and I heard somebody say the opposite, that it finished strong. I really felt like mid-match, it started to take a turn for the worse. And throughout the rest of the match, I kind of felt it was.
Well, I thought it got quite stiff mid-match. Kind of, again, I think there was a few receipts going back and forth mid-match, and then it kind of got back on top of it towards the end.
Did you? Okay. I mean, maybe I missed something, but one other thing is the ref fucking blew it here, and seeing Britt throw the title out of the ring after using it against Shida. So, like, again, this is a timing issue with referees and the fucking wrestlers. There needs to be some kind of cue or something. Like, these refs need to be a little more on point with it. I don't know, like, at points, when Shida tried to get Britt on the top rope and they kind of fell down, they slipped and I don't know who's to blame for that. Maybe I'd have to go back and look at it. I don't really know who's to blame for that. My first instinct is to blame Britt, because she really is bad at positioning. She's bad at prepping for shit. She just is not good at it. So my first instinct to say is it was her fault, but I don't know, because that's already a tough thing. Shida looked very not in shape for this. I don't know, like the weak ass Falcon Arrow she hit was she barely got her up. She barely hit her with it, and she barely grabbed the leg for the pin. So it was very, I don't know, it was very uncharacteristic of her, in my opinion. And the thing that pissed me off about this the most is, they're keeping Archer strong by not allowing him to tap out and to pass out. So what do they do with the longest reigning women's champion? They make her tap out and lose. Does Britt need that? Britt don't need that, because her character has already got her over as a heel. She don't need the super, she don't need the champ to put the rub on her. You get what I'm saying? The reason she's becoming champ is she's already got the rub. So you now, just while you keep Archer strong in that sense, you don't, the thing that you've kept all wrestlers strong with, the pass out, you don't allow that for Shida. You literally get her to clean tap out. The longest reigning women's champion, who carried you through the pandemic, carried most of the matches she was in, had some of the best matches of AEW's women's division, and that's how you make her go out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to wax poetic on how I feel about Britt getting the title. We all know. Guess what? You're going to find out real soon in all her title defenses and all her matches just why she shouldn't carry that title. Because she can't carry these matches. You'll see it. Look a little closer. Stop looking at the surface level. Okay, who wants to go first?
I will, because I've not got a lot to say, because I think as I was typing these notes, the Jack Daniels was starting to affect.
You were at a fifth at this point.
Way more than that. But so I've got Britt Baker winning, obvious, fair play, covered that. Shida's new outfit, I liked.
I did. Oh yes, I thought that looked great. Almost almost came undone. I was like, a little more.
And it did, yeah.
Almost. It was like right there.
Yeah. Well, my wife was sat next to me, so I obviously weren't reacting. I've got fans cheered for Britt.
Yep.
Fucking annoying, seeing that she's meant to be the heel.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about that offline, but
it just shows how dumb the fans are. They don't get, like, they're I get that she's got a great heel gimmick, but it's like you're missing the whole point of this fucking. She's not whatever. Go ahead. I apologize. I'm gonna start ranting.
And this is the bit where I know I was drunk, because I've just got here. Brit can wrestle. That's the point where I'm thinking, shit. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it.
That's so great.
Was that the first or second bottle of Jack? I'm just curious.
Well, we had a bottle of Jack and a bottle of Jim Beams between the two of us.
Then you're asking for trouble.
Yeah. So this, I mean, you got to imagine this is the Britt Baker match, and we had half the pay-per-view left. So God knows what my notes from this point on are like.
Oh boy, I don't know how I'm going to top that.
Woo!
So, I have one critique of Shida, and that is the high knee on the outside of the apron. It's too fucking slow. And it needs to be faster. Just a half a second faster, make it look more vicious.
Yeah.
And she has not tightened that shit up since, I've been saying it since probably her first match in AEW.
I'll agree.
Which I don't even remember when that was, honestly.
I'll agree with you.
She did look good. I'm not going to argue that point. She looked very going through the motions in this match. You know what I mean? Like, yes. She was there, but not there.
100%.
Imagine having the belt for that long, wrestling without any crowds, and on the first full capacity event, you have to lose. It's got to be. Yeah, fuck me.
I'd be a little upset too. I carried you through a pandemic, and I'm losing on the first show with fans.
Yeah.
And probably at the beginning, the main critique that she couldn't speak English very well. She worked on that, like on the Dynamite before.
She has a YouTube series where she speaks English.
She sounded really great. The Dynamite before.
So she's managed to improve the one piece what was letting her down, and she needed that for a crowd. There's now a crowd, so fuck it, let's take the belt off her. And yeah, fuck.
Here's the other thing. She listen. I hope it's not that, and it was something else. It did look like she was kind of dragging in this match. I hope it wasn't that, because you also want her to be professional. As a fan of her, I want her to be a professional.
Right. And I'm hoping that now she'll be the gatekeeper, to the main event or what have you. But Botch Baker, oh God, this is going to be some dark days for the women's division if she holds that belt longer than, I don't know, till All Out. I mean, that's the next pay-per-view, but.
I always try to predict the storylines going forward, and I think what will happen is Britt will almost make a thing of not defending the belt. Like, she has to pick you to fight against her, and I think I don't think we're going to get weekly defenses. I think it's going to drag on, and it's going and end up with TK forcing her to defend it against somebody. But I think we're going to go through a bit of a I don't defend it to people who deserve me to defend it, who deserve to have me in the ring with them. And
this would be the perfect time for Tessa to show up, because they still have a few unfinished stuff from All In, and that would be a great callback for All Out to have Tessa versus Britt for the title.
And potentially, I don't like anyone walk through the doors and having the belt straight away, but Tessa.
I mean, if anyone has earned that right, it'd probably be her.
Yeah, agreed. Down, Bill, let's talk about Sting!
It's Sting!
You do it good. That's a good one. That was a good one. All right, so we got Sky and Ethan Page versus Sting and Darby. Sting looked fucking amazing. God damn, did he look good. I mean, what a match overall. Here's the deal about Sting. I watched that WrestleMania match he had, because obviously it was like, I hated that he went to WWE, but I was like, I gotta watch it. I could tell you my booking for that would have been way different. Like, Flair would have turned on Triple H, and the New World Order wouldn't have had anything to do with it for Sting, because kind of made no sense, and I'd have had all kinds of booking for that.
I think if anyone else booked it, it would have been the Undertaker and not Hunter at all.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Right.
But no, we apparently that 6'10" dead man's afraid of a little scorpion.
So, man, watching that match, I could see how slow he was. He wasn't very agile. I want to say, because I did watch the Rollins matches too. I want to say, I don't remember it as well, but I want to say there he was pretty slow and plodding as well. Where we all know younger Sting was very energetic, he moved good. And I got to be honest, like, yeah, he's 63 years old. 62. I felt like he was moving like I don't want to say obviously 90s Sting, but early 90s Sting. But I mean, like, in a way, early 90s Sting. Like, just a little older and obviously not doing as much, but he was really fucking doing some good stuff. He got his, what is it, the Destroyer or Code, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It wasn't as clean.
Sloppy code.
It wasn't clean, but he fucking got it. He did it. All these old guys are doing it now. So that was cool to see. I love the end. I love the finish. I really thought Sky went in for the Diamond Cutter. He basically in one motion caught him and threw him right in the Scorpion Death Drop for the pin. I thought that was super clean with both of those guys. I was extremely happy with this. I love that Sting looked good. I love that. I just felt like Sting felt rejuvenated and excited to be back, and he kind of showed it. Even his Scorpion Deathlock, where we see at his age, he's really been very not putting it on well, like back in the day where he's not sitting on it well. Even when he did it on the pay-per-view, I felt like he put a little more effort into sitting on it better than he usually does and not losing his balance. So I really was super happy for this match. Nothing more I really could say about it, man. I just thought it was, for me, it was all Sting all day,
I think you've upset Dubs. He's vanished.
He probably went to take a shit. So go ahead. What do you got on it?
So I think Sting got the pop of the night. Yeah, when I think it was Ethan Page suplexed Sting on the ramp, I said to my wife and my mate who was in the house at the time, he's got a padded jumper on. His top's padded. Don't worry. And then the next thing he did was took the top off, and then dove off the bloody ramp onto everyone. I was like, ah!
Yeah.
What? Like, why taking this match is
what are you in a wind tunnel?
There's got back.
Me?
Yeah. Oh. What you got, blowing
on
the mic?
I'm not blowing on the mic. It's all the way over here. The thing's all the way over there.
There you go.
Jeez, Wi-Fi turns heel on me and everything.
That was weird. It was real loud for a sec. Now it's fine. Like it was fine before. Now it's for some reason.
Somebody's got to have shit Wi-Fi when Alan's not about.
Yeah, right. So go ahead. My bad. I just couldn't really hear you over the wind tunnel that was coming.
So when
I have
Sting,
it on low, I swear.
when Sting was in WWE for that short period of time, and his career finished how it did, you could tell that they would have been fucking pissed off that this phenomenal career he had ended in that way, yeah. And then coming back onto AEW and what he's done so far, where I've been ripping the piss out of him consistently.
Right.
For me, after this match, if he didn't walk out back and go, you know what, that was a match I needed. Like that was a match what appeases that voice in the back of my head of you can't go out like you've gone out, And I'm pleased for him. I don't know what else he needs to do. I don't know if we need to see him in the ring that much anymore. I think he's probably ticked that box of cool. We've done something great. We've shown our injury weren't that bad. We've shown we've still got it, and the crowd was giving him the "you've still got it" chant. He should have walked out back with a huge smile on his face, gone right, done, happy.
Can I ask you guys? Would you guys be adverse to him getting any title in AEW of any sort?
Fuck yeah.
For a short run, nothing big.
No. Well, so the TNT, a short bit of nostalgia to win the TNT, but that is solely nostalgia, and I think the WWE Homer Simpsons would clown that so fucking much that I just don't think you can do it.
I wouldn't mind a TNT title run. I think and I know he proved us all wrong on Sunday, but like, I think him in a tag team title picture would not be a bad thing. You know, him and Darby or him and whoever who wants to bring along and help out.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people would have a lot of issues if he got a world title run.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I depend on how things go for him. I honestly wouldn't mind him being in a world title transition, like a 3-4 month thing, taking it off a heel as a babyface, giving it back to a heel.
So taking it off of Kenny and giving it to
I wouldn't say it doesn't
Hero?
have to be Kenny, but
Bill, you're letting your Sting erection talk.
No,
here.
I'm not saying guarantee. I'm not saying this has to. I'm saying I wouldn't be opposed to it, and I would actually be happy for him because then he holds the title. But then he could, like you said, he could say Kenny. He beats Kenny, right? And then they move the belt from Kenny to Miro. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. I don't think that happens because I think they have a face ready to take the belt, and that's going to be Hangman. So I don't think there's... But if there was like a champ that's a heel, that there's not really a necessarily good way to get it back on another heel, you give Sting like a one quarter pay-per-view run with it, and he drops it at... You know what I'm saying? Like, defends a few times between that next pay-per-view and then drops it at the next pay-per-view. It's almost like, you know, the champ doesn't have to. The good thing is the champ doesn't have to wrestle every week for the title. So it's like you could kind of give him that 3 months. You have him wrestle 3 times, and then he drops the belt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just you know, and like you said, I would like the tag team thing too. I'd be, you know.
Or the trios titles because they keep teasing the crap out of that, which I don't want to see.
They've confirmed that happening.
Don't start.
So what we've not talked about is Ethan throwing Darby just into the B team, like 2 millimeters away from crashing into the steel railings and killing him. But he did it. He made it. Yeah. Was it like Bam Bam Bigelow, Spike Dudley, ECW style?
I don't know why Ethan Page is in a tag team. He should be on his own.
I agree.
I think I agree with you, but actually I think Scorpio Sky, what they're doing is working. I'm not adverse to it. But you're right. I think they're together because there's nothing for either of them at a single element.
All right, Doug. So what was your take on this match? We got.
I mean, the big thing of the match was Sting. I mean, let's. I mean, because you know, 62-year-old man wrestling. I mean, he's not Terry Funk.
Right.
You know, so that was the big unknown, and Sting surprised. You know, Sting reminded me of early TNA run Sting. You know, not WCW necessarily, but you know, TNA where he was getting a little bit older and a little bit slower, but still was putting on amazing matches.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a typical Darby, offense and everything. I don't know why Scorpio is getting all the attention that he's getting or anything like that. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler, and it's not resonating with me.
I'll be with you. I thought early on, I was like, he could be a champ. Like, I really did. And you're right. He's really not resonating with me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I was hoping for like a TNT title run for him, but like now it's like, why?
Yeah.
And I like his in-ring work most of the time, when he was doing a single run, but when he was with, Frankie and now Ethan, it's like, you're just there going through the motions. I'm not seeing anything special.
I agree. 100%.
But also with the Scorpio Sky stuff, he managed to drift away from SCU without anybody mentioning it, or Frankie or Christopher Daniels being at all annoyed by it. Suddenly he's gone heel and nobody cares.
Well, that's because Excalibur, explained it on a random Dynamite that they broke up and they're going to become a tag team again, and Scorpio's going to go do his own thing. And it was right after they dropped the belts.
Yeah, I mean, they mentioned it here and there, little hints, but I mean, that's fine. That's fine to me. They didn't really need, I think Kaz and Daniels mentioned it in promos, and Scott. So it didn't bother me any. I don't mind those subtle things like that because it's not a major breakup. It's more like I'm just gonna go in my direction.
Mm-hmm.
So, next up we got Omega versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy. It was a good match. It was a great match. You know, the one thing early on I didn't like was walking into the tandem moves. You know, they're just walking into these tandem moves. It's like two guys, one move, one guy, the same move, the next guy. It's too fucking goofy for me. You know, where we see indie shit isn't above being goofy though. You know, the one thing that I loved about this, which for me was some real heel shit, was Kenny using the belts one at a time. Bing, give me the next belt. Bing, give me the next belt. Bing. That's real fucking good heel shit right there. You know what I mean? I loved it. I thought that really was probably the highlight for me. I want to say of that match. I thought it was very. It told the character. It healed it up. It fucking got the point across. You know what I'm saying? All things in that one little segment got you know, the point across about Kenny Omega. I didn't like that Kenny knocked out the ref though, and no repercussion. You know what I mean? That kind of annoyed me. I get it. You don't want to DQ the championship, but it kind of annoyed me. And then Callis obviously pulling the ref out was good. That was another great fucking moment in that match where I thought, you know, you could almost DQ Kenny for that, but can you, like, you could kind of plausible deniability not DQing Kenny for that, you know? I did like Kenny knocking the ref out, don't get me wrong, but I also look at it in reality like he don't get fucking DQ'd, you know? As much as I thought that was a great move for the match, I also got to shit on it because it's, you know, you got to be honest about it too. It's like, I'm also tired of them not doing DQs, you know, and just making the refs out to be fucking schleps. Maybe I'm wrong, but
no, I fully agree.
I completely agree. I don't. Yeah, there's nothing to go against that.
Did you guys? I mean, did you like him knocking out the ref? Did you like that little spot? Like...
So 3 times, Orange had it won, and there was ref knockout, ref pulled out, distraction. You know, so it made Orange Cassidy stronger coming out of the match than he was going in.
Right.
Now I've got it here, and I can't remember if this happened here or happened at the beginning of the pay-per-view, but JR completely forgot Orange Cassidy's name, and Excalibur had to cut in and
yeah, that's true.
I was like, for fuck's sake, JR, Jesus Christ. The I've got here, crowd chanted "Fuck you, Don," which I loved. Yeah, which, you know, we haven't had that for a year. We haven't had the crowd. You know, and it equally shows up that the whole Don Callis thing is, you know, got over. Yeah. I've also got best match of the night. Should have headlined the show. You know, don't know why it didn't.
I agree.
You know, it was you know, 3 incredible wrestlers. Actually, apart from the ref being knocked out, you know, a really good match, really great storytelling. Yeah, there was literally no need for it to be where it was on the card, but it was. So hey.
So is Pac face or heel?
He's a bit Moxley-esque. He's a bit kind of.
So now he's a tweener.
Yeah, he does what he wants to do when he wants to, be it good or bad.
I
thought the same thing, Dub.
Because like, you know, you really didn't need Orange Cassidy in this match if you're gonna have Pac as a tweener.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I know you want to push Orange Cassidy, and I know you want to make it a thing, but there's going to be a segment of fans that don't want to see Orange Cassidy, especially in that main event spot. Well, not main event, but, you know, close to the main event spot, or being in the world title picture. You know, I think his gimmick is more for the indies and not for weekly television.
I'm starting to get on your page.
So the thing is,
well, you should watch our show more often. You'd be on our page a lot more.
Well, I think with I think Tony Khan is reading it into because Orange sells more merch than any other wrestler. He gets kind of in terms of ratings, the ratings spike when he's on. So I think Tony's listening to the statistics rather than to anybody else. And you're right. I think he's Marmite. I think you have a lot of people who love him, and these are the people who are creating those statistics. But then you don't have a load of people who think he's okay. You have a load of people who think he's crap. He's Marmite, as we call it in the UK.
I mean, I'm not discounting his wrestling ability. Like, when he first came on the scene, I was like, oh, this is something different. And then week after week, it was the same thing, kind of WWE-ish, where you're very repetitive. And it's just turned me off. I know it's turned my co-host off a lot quicker than me. But yeah, I really wish Orange wasn't in this match. I think Pac and Kenny could have torn the house down by themselves.
Oh, for sure.
Without the Orange Cassidy. I mean, yeah, sure, it was nice to see again, ref bumps are happening way too much, and especially when AEW started with Jericho having to do a ref bump with Aubrey every match he was in, which was annoying. I think the ref bumps need to, cool it, maybe do once a month.
So during lockdown, when Pac was stuck in the UK, some of the promos he did were incredible.
No, they were fucking phenomenal. And
now he's over in America. We've stopped it. And like him and Adam Page are probably the only two people in the top of my thoughts what are ready for a run with a belt. But you've got to get him doing those promos again, or else he's just a good wrestler and nothing else.
And here's the thing: you're not seeing Hangman do many promos.
No, not at all. He's just doing shot on BT with the Dark Order.
And how many people are watching BTE nowadays?
About 300,000.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting good numbers.
So, because I stopped watching, I don't know, 3-4 months ago, because it's just not funny anymore.
Then you've got BTE Dark, which is Sammy Guevara's blog.
I like
Sammy's
blog better.
I stopped watching the BT because it's just not funny, and I saw I think 1 or 2 episodes of Sammy's vlog, and I was just like, oh, okay, it's there, this is another problem with AEW. You put a lot of content out on the internet. Not everyone's going to watch the YouTube shows. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I've just had
especially that over 50 crowd that you're trying to get.
I've just had a WhatsApp message from one of my UK friends who's watching as we do this podcast, saying, "Why did your American mates hate Orange Cassidy so much?" So we've got a input from somebody else from the UK on that.
He's just getting tired.
Stale.
Yeah, it's just the gimmick's over. Now you just stop with the pockets thing and stop with the You could do the dives with the pockets. That's pretty cool, but you've got to change it up. And like Kenny said, I'm sorry, not Kenny. John in the chat just said, he said, Orange Cassidy Superman punch is garbage. It's
the orange punch. It's not a Superman punch because we can't be like Roman Reigns.
He says it's the worst finishing move ever. So
in the Indies, he would come out with a bottle of orange juice. He would sit in the corner. And then, as he gets beaten down throughout the match, he would go and drink in whole cup, which is really exactly.
Thank God he doesn't do that.
It's become stale, and it became stale very quickly for me, and I'm sure a lot of people in that over 50 demo that want to dictate everything because they get everything dictated to them to WWE. So. They think they have the same rights in AEW.
All right. So I do like the 2 ref bumps that happen. However, I also want to choke people because they don't do DQs. So I just want to end that. Yeah,
seriously. When was the last time you saw a DQ on a Dynamite or a pay-per-view?
And Tony Khan tries to be like, we don't do like the other guys with DQs. Well, honestly, Tony, that gives people more of a visceral feeling of wanting it the next time it happens. Now you're building that fucking boiling water. It's simmering. It's bubbling. Then it's overflowing, and then it explodes. Like, that's how you build that shit. You know what I mean? But Tony's not realizing that DQs help bring that mindset into a fan's psyche. You know what I mean? So let's move on. Jesus Christ.
To Mark fucking Henry.
Mark Henry will be the next analysis for Rampage, for the new an analyst for Rampage. I'm fine with that. Unfortunately, it seems like he's going to want to wrestle too.
But are we saying
I got a lot left in the tank?
Are we saying that AEW are paying these guys more to do commentary than WWE was to have the occasional match? And I just can't.
We don't know how much they're getting paid.
I hope not.
But just
I hope not.
For Mark Henry's been 25 years WWE, so he ain't going to move over for fuck all, right?
No, I know, but I just, people think they know how much they're making, and we have no idea until he says it.
Year. So I don't think they're on huge bucks. I'd say Jericho's only on $500,000 a year from them, but obviously he's allowed to do other stuff to get more money.
Well, yeah. Plus you got the T-shirt sales.
They got all that on top. Yeah.
They got T-shirt sales. He's got the bubbly. He's got the. He's got his group Fozzy. Yeah. He's got his podcast. He's got, and then you got Mark Henry with Busted Open.
Yeah, and that's the thing is AEW will let him continue with that stuff and do outside work and
exactly.
But again, Vince would have been paying him what $500,000 to sit on the sidelines. And, probably would have put on some sort of lead. So
or maybe even a quarter because there are budget cuts going on. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's move on to Inner Circle, Pinnacle, Stadium Stampede. The ending to this, okay. So they did a very good thing here with this. They obviously taped a lot of this. All right, and at the end of the tape segment, they brought it back to the crowd with the wrestlers and finished the match. I like that. I like that they did that. It helped that match cap off the show and not be so flat maybe for the live audience. Because, the live audience has to watch this shit on a big screen,
I'm sure they learned from Blood and Guts.
Yes. So it was nice that they capped it off by bringing it back into the arena for the ending of it. Some good stuff, but just also some stupid stuff. A lot less comedy than last year, which was good. So that was a plus. And obviously the Inner Circle beats the Pinnacle. I really, I should have known that was going to happen, but I really wish it didn't, because I would have liked to see. I really just want to see Sammy and Ortiz and Santana and Ortiz out on their own. They really need to shine and start doing something.
I completely agree. I get why they did it, because they needed to, even up the feud. And, last year Inner Circle did lose, so I guess they wanted to make them even for the Stadium Stampedes. I thought this match was a little long, but I did like the segment with Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong. That was good. I loved the Conan bit. I loved, Wardlow and Jake Hager going at it. But definitely, Sammy, I really thought did a great job at trying to steal the show with Sean Spears at the end, but Sean is just so terrible, and Sammy's not experienced enough to just take over, a match like that and just, shine and make it look good for, Sean Spears as well.
Yeah, so I've got. So I really enjoyed last year's. Right, I like that comedy shit. If it's done well.
Indeed.
Hey, it exactly is.
You love your indie shit, bro.
But see, here's the thing. That's another thing. I'm glad it was different from last year's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So there were some spots what were different and good, like the Sean Spears chair room. I thought that set up, the visual looked excellent.
I agree.
But there was stuff like the fucking fake pigs in the fucking freezer, right?
Yeah.
It's the fucking off season on the NS and like why like at what fucking stadium in the world do they sell fucking pork straight off the bloody pig carcass, right?
Apparently in America we do.
Equally, if you're gonna do that, then do some Rocky shit, like fucking get somebody to punch it up or something. Don't just have them dangling there and do fuck all with them, right? Again, off season. Who's in that stadium apart from fans watching the wrestling? So why the hell would there a nightclub going on? Like who's gone fuck it? I won't
like
watch
a
wrestling.
card table nightclub at that. Yeah. Like so fucking
I go to
ghetto.
the shittiest nightclub in the fucking world, right? Where the music's so low.
Shit is so bootleg put together.
And the infamous DJ Conan, who's so famous for being a great EDM DJ, is there fucking giving it some. Like, fuck's sake.
Because when you think EDM, you think DJ Conan.
You do. Like EDC Vegas next year, fucking Conan on the main stage. Fucking the Inner Circle Motorcycle Club. Who the fuck are they?
Yeah, that's just random as fuck.
What about that prison club for blood and guts? I mean, come on.
Jeez. But like, if Excalibur didn't tell me who these old farts were on a motorbike, I'd be like, and equally, who's allowed them to bring all these motorbikes in the back end of a fucking stadium? Like, they're like Fort Knox, these stadiums. You ain't getting in there, let alone like 8 or 9 of them on fucking motorcycles. Without being
apparently, Tony Khan is very welcoming.
Right. Sammy G, I thought looked like a fucking superstar. I thought the whole match was created to make him look good. Mm-hmm. And the crowd singing Judas was spot on. Like you know, it gave me some fucking goose pimples. I thought, you know what, the crowd is back now. I'm happy now. The world is getting back to normal. Fuck off COVID. Happy.
All right. That wraps up the paper.
I just want to shout out to, I've just seen in the chat room, Benny's in, who's my whiskey drinking partner, who I mentioned earlier on. So shouts to Benny.
What's up, Benny? Thanks for joining us, brother.
What's going on, Benny?
Oh, okay, man. Yeah, shout out. He subscribed to the channel, too, yesterday. So thank you for that. All right. So let's move to Dynamite. This will probably move a little quicker because Dynamite was a little less, shall we say, interesting.
Congested.
And because it's fucking bedtime in the UK.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're fucking, what are you, 10:30 right now?
Give or take.
All right. So we got Bucks and Penta. Bucks versus Penta and Pac. Good match. After the match, the Bucks attack Penta and Pac. Kingston runs out for the save. Obviously, there's a little history here with Penta and Kingston, and Pac. And Pac tells, Pac and Penta basically like, we don't need you, blah blah blah. So we'll see. I believe they have a promo later on. You guys have anything specific on this match? I mean,
this match was lazy on the Young Bucks' part.
Okay.
They were, that is some lazy. I feel bad for Penta and Pac because they tried their damnedest to have a damn good match, and the Young Bucks decided to just shit the bed. I am sick and tired of the Young Bucks only showing up one time a year for a good match, and that was against, Frankie and CD, and then they've just been shitting the bed ever since.
See, I've got the literally the 20 seconds of Frankie Kazarian, coming down, attacking Michael Nakazawa and then fucking off. They needed to make something. I like what they're doing with him. I like the idea of it, but they didn't do enough of him. They shit the bed on the segment again. And he ran down, attacked him. They accidentally fell over because the barrier fell over with him. Yeah. And then basically the camera fucked off somewhere else and never to be spoken or seen again.
Yeah. Okay. Next we get Mark Henry finally gets a little interview. He basically hints that he might wrestle again. God help us. I was fine with him as a commentator, but no interest in seeing this guy wrestle.
Mark Henry, the big show confirmed.
Hey, you never know. I mean, the chains will be let off of him. Maybe he actually might put off a good match.
How old is he now? He don't look that old, but what, early 40s?
Got to be mid 40s, early 50s.
Well, they reckon he was with WWE for 25 years. So what? And he was Olympian strongman before. So.
And he came in 96.
He could even be 50, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he came in 96, 97 time with D'Lo.
And then his promo got rudely interrupted.
This is like the part.
God.
This is the main thing I want to talk about on this show. So he's in the middle of his promo, and out comes Vicky Guerrero, guys. Excuse me. Her voice, listen, she's got go away heat. You know what I mean? She doesn't have good heat. She got go away heat. Now, her voice was so bad that she goes, I don't even know what the fuck she said, and all I heard was Andrade. Like, very barely, I barely heard it.
Because she was speaking Spanish.
Are you sure? Was she?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
There goes our Spanish listeners.
No. I think I did remember her saying something in Spanish. But the problem was she was screeching it. So it covered up her even saying Andrade. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even understand who she was announcing because she was screeching. Oh, I don't know about the music, but
see, like, Mark Henry didn't have any music. That's odd. You know, Andrade, a wrestler, doesn't have any music, and you just have him walk out. That's not good. That's not a good look for you.
I think she was the music, and unfortunately, she drowned out the announcement. And I mean, the crowd was so flat because they were like, "What?" They didn't even realize until he came out. Oh, that's who she said. Even the announcers, if you notice, the announcers had to fucking say something. They're like, you know, it's Andrade. Oh, you know, like they had to boost it up.
Did she just say Andrade?
We talked about this offline on I think it was Saturday. So Andrade is wrestling Kenny at AAA in August.
Yeah, AAA.
And they could have done so much with that, with the Forbidden Door, getting AAA involved, and really building up to that match at AAA, and then bringing it into AEW. They could have done so much, but instead, and this is the thing, right? If Andrade didn't sign early enough to be on the pay-per-view because of the rumors are he wanted more creative control.
Right.
If the first creative thing he's done is put me with Vicky Guerrero and get her scream down the microphone, you're like, fuck's sake.
I think, like, I really hope that she was just introducing him. If she is with him, God help us. I mean, what's the point? You've just ruined a fucking new signing.
Yep.
Again, you could have had her with Sarah Del Rente.
Yes.
Or Thea.
Or fucking anybody.
And they already have chemistry together. They were a duo together in WWE, and Tony wants her.
Yeah. I just really, they really just fucked up having her intro him. They really did.
But I don't know a lot about him, right? Because I fucking hate WWE.
I don't either.
Loud and proud, right? So I can only go by that one segment of what does he look like? How does he sound?
He's a really good wrestler. He needs a manager because he cannot. He has a hard time with the English language.
Listen, he looked good, and he actually sounded good when he did speak. So
I don't know because as somebody who's a layman to him, I haven't gone away from that episode looking forward to seeing him again.
Well,
yeah, see, that's bad.
I think Vicky fucking didn't help with that.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Well, look, they put her with Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose has died a death since. So, she's got a record for it.
We'll get to that.
Well, Nyla's died since her world title match against Shida.
Yeah. And that was a good match, well, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, the first one.
She stepped up. She stepped up, Nyla. She got a lot less sloppy. All right. Cody and Lee Johnson versus QT and Ogogo. I just realized this. Why is Lee Johnson's nickname Big Shoddy? There's nothing big about this guy. Nothing. I don't know why it took me this long to realize it, but I think it's because Jim Ross was like, big shotty, you know, and it just kind of fucking kicked in my head like, what?
Why is the bowling shoe salesman getting the pin and not a go-go?
We'll get to this. We'll get to this. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you get there, but I want to say this. I just noticed the Olympic rings on the Go-Go's jacket and trunks.
He's got a tattoo as well, the Olympic rings.
No.
I don't know if you've seen it yet, but he hasn't got one.
But did you notice that they spell a Go-Go?
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Oh no,
That's
I didn't.
pretty
That's
cool.
fucking awesome.
Very fucking cool and subtle. I realized it last night. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. So there's that. Again, shit camera work. They missed this frog splash on Cody by a Go-Go.
Fucking hell, they missed that. Yeah.
I don't know why. Then we get a Go-Go knocking out Cody as he's about to hit the crossroads on QT, which was great. The little fucking short punch, boom, Cody goes down. The ref missed it because he was distracted by Anthony Ogogo. QT
No, it was Aaron Solo.
Or I'm sorry, Anthony Ogogo. He knocks out, and Aaron Solo, right, distracted the ref. So Ogogo could knock out Cody Rhodes. QT gets the pin, and then here's what you were saying. You were saying, why did QT get the pin?
No, I said, why did a bowling shoe salesman get the pin over
same shit
over a Go-Go? Because that would have made sense, and he could have gotten his, he could have gotten something from what he missed. I'm gonna give you two scenarios here.
You're right. I agree. It would have been better a Go-Go getting the pin. But I see what they're doing. A Go-Go gets the knockout, so that keeps a Go-Go looking like he's the man that did it. You get QT doing the heel shit. Because what does QT say right after that? He goes, I shocked the world. He goes, I did it. And if you see him, he goes, I shocked the world on the mic. Then later on, as they're leaving, he goes, I did it on my own.
Yep.
So, no, I know. But that's where that plays in. So, I understand 100% what you're saying, but they played it the way it should have been played. A Go-Go gets the knockout. Everybody saw it. We know it. Everybody gets to see QT taking the credit for it. It makes him more of a heel. So that was a very good heel thing that he did there. I liked it. They played it well. I liked it. Maybe it leads to some sort of friction and breakup. We don't know. Still hoping for, fingers crossed, Dustin Rhodes being the real leader behind the fucking Nightmare Factory. So I did like that. So go ahead, break down. What do you guys got on this match itself?
The cameraman was shocking. So he missed the frog splash, and Anthony Gogo's frog splash is pretty excellent as well.
Pretty good. Yeah.
He also missed Big Shorty being thrown into the barricades, and if Excalibur didn't tell us, we wouldn't have fucking known. We heard the noise, but and I walked into this match hoping that AEW would redeem themselves from the pay-per-view and basically do everything like I said earlier on now instead. I.e., let's write Cody off for a while and just have him absolutely beasted by a Go-Go. Doesn't really matter who has the pin as long as a Go-Go comes away as this big fucking monster that he can be with these punches. If he gets you in the gut, you're going to bleed out your mouth, and and that works for me. The gimmick, the whole boxer gimmick works for me. And that way he doesn't need to be a particularly excellent wrestler. It's just the kind of, if he gets you with one of these punches, you're fucked. So it is, and then it was a very even match until that one punch at the end. Now, what should happen? It won't, but what should happen is that this week's Dynamite on Friday, I think it is they should do a promo with Cody, and he's got his jaw wired shut or something. And actually the storyline that he's punched his jaw through, and that's what they should do. They fucking won't. Cody's going to be like, as if nothing's ever happened, and life will go on. But it pissed me off again.
Homelander doesn't get his jaw broken ever.
Fucking hell.
He has a jaw. He has a steel jaw. Only Superman can hurt him.
Hey, if he's Homelander, he's Billy. Simon is
before
Billy.
Lockdown, I was all up for a Cody heel turn. Right, I thought that he was so faced that a big dramatic heel turn was the way to go. Right, and then lockdown happened, so I was like, okay, fair enough. It shouldn't happen without a big crowd. And now I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. Like, is it that he's doing it on purpose to get like a kind of heel heat that we haven't really seen before, almost like a not suspending disbelief, but tapping into what everybody really thinks and hoping that people. I don't know. I just don't fucking get it, and it's fucking annoying. And fuck you, Cody, and all your fucking bullshit decisions.
So let's go, Big Dub.
I just, again, the bowling shoe salesman got the pin. That's the thing that bugs me the most. I mean, he impressed his first match and then fell flat the rest of the time. The fact that he has a group and his logo looks like an airline logo from Delta or whatever, Pan Am, whatever you want to call it. QT should not be on TV. Put him back in that Nightmare Factory or Factory, whatever the fuck he wants to call his fucking school, and just have a Go-Go and Aaron Solo and Nick Camarado. Hopefully I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Nick. Yep.
Yeah, leave those guys alone. They don't need a manager. Just let them go. I mean, Go proved he can talk. I'm sure Solo has some talking ability, and Camarado could probably talk, and if not, he could be the Roman Reigns of the group, I guess.
No, I agree with you about QT in general, but I didn't mind the ending because of the dynamic.
No, I get it. He was trying to get his win back from the match a few weeks ago. I totally get it. But when you have a pay-per-view just last Sunday, and you're supposed to have a star-making performance from a Go-Go, and then Homelander shows up and ruins it all, that would have been a perfect time to, get over on Homelander.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Inner Circle Celebration. My notes literally say another one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, seriously, I'm sick of all these.
I'm sick of these fucking things, man. And most of the ones that happen always have to do with Jericho.
Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for somebody to come and attack him.
Yeah.
Because that's generally the rhetoric, isn't it? Is do whatever it is, a contract signing, a weigh scale, or whatever the fuck it is, a celebration, a town hall choir, and somebody comes and attacks them. But So they basically said, "Oh, Pinnacle, we're not finished with you. Let's carry on," as if the Stadium Stampede and Blood and Guts mean fuck all. So let's say we're going to end up with some sort of rubber stamp match. Then one, what can you do now? What isn't Blood and Guts and Stadium Stampede? So what can you now do to make that bigger? But
no, you really can't.
Leaving it 1-1. Both teams have an element of strength coming from there, right? You rubber stamp it, then whichever team loses have no momentum whatsoever.
A death match in the middle of the ocean with sharks.
I mean,
on the Jericho cruise.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody. Jake Hager challenging Wardlow to an MMA fight in 2 weeks' time with Dynamite.
I actually I like this, and I'm pretty intrigued by it. I'm an MMA fan, big time. I'm interested, and let's see how it goes down. Is all I have to say.
I would love it. I mean, it's not, but I would love it to be like Brawl for All. WWE Brawl for All.
I think it'll be a little more legit.
Yeah.
This feels like a very WWE-esque feud, going from gimmick match to now another gimmick match with Wardlow, and that's frustrating because you say you want to be an alternative, and yet here you're doing something exactly like what WWE does.
I won't disagree.
You know, It's frustrating to see that.
Didn't WWE do like an underground fighting thing on Raw recently?
Yeah, that was last summer. They called it Raw Underground, and that got nixed within 6 weeks.
So surely the legitimizing the MMA side of it, isn't that just a burning that same candle?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Hager's fighting MMA, so I get it. We'll see. The only other note I have, guys, is Jericho talks way too much.
He loves the sound of his own voice since he has his own podcast.
Do you guys have anything else on this that you want to talk about?
No. Move on swiftly.
We got Best Friends in OC with an interview.
Oh, God, Skip.
Yeah, OC says basically it's not over with Kenny. So then they show Kenny and Don soon doing some video editing. He says they're going to blow a lid off the conspiracy to try to steal the title from Kenny. Marvez says he's going to wrestle Jungle Boy in 3 weeks. Omega runs him down a little bit. Then he says he likes Jungle Boy too. He likes his theme song. And then he starts singing it. And he did a perfect fucking rendition of the oh. You know, I thought Kenny nailed it with that. He literally perfectly tuned it and everything. So stop hating on Kenny, because Kenny's doing great schizophrenic heel shit right now. People just ain't seeing it. They are so blinded by they think that Kenny should be one way that they just are fucking missing the boat on Kenny Omega right now. You guys got nothing on those?
You know, I agree with that sentiment, actually. Just thinking about it now like that, you're right. You know, I think people are not noticing the schizophrenic, you know, tendencies because people don't see schizophrenia up close.
Yeah. It's just
my scenario, trying to think long term, is how do you get out of this? Like, because there's got to be a point, it might be a year down the line, where we've got to get out of this somehow, and be it Kenny turn face or you know, because the storyline with the Elite taking all the belts can't carry on forever. So, but I can't see any way of getting out of it without almost wrecking. It was almost like the NWO WCW days, right? The story was so strong that they forced themselves into a position they couldn't get out of it, and it ultimately was the demise of WCW because they couldn't get out of it, and people got bored of it.
I don't want face Kenny.
I'm not saying we need face Kenny, but we need a point where he's not with Dom or not part of the Elite or has some different. Something was, yeah. You know, I think we've probably got another. We can get another year, maybe even longer out of this. But I don't know how we can transition from this.
Yeah, but if you push it a year out, you're really going to hurt Hangman.
Yes.
Well, that's the other thing, yeah. But so Hangman beats him, wins the belt, and then there'll then be a campaign, a program with him and Hangman. But he's still, I don't know.
I think they can maybe get to Revolution, maybe Double or Nothing, and not hurt Hangman. I know. I saw your face. I think Kenny's like one of them guys that needs over a year with the title. It establishes him more. It gives him.
I mean, Revolution would be pushing it. I was thinking Full Gear. I don't think.
When's Full Gear?
Double or Nothing.
I think
Full Gear is November.
November.
I thought that was All In.
Louisiana.
All Out is Labor Day weekend.
What the fuck is that?
As somebody from the UK,
first weekend
I have no idea
September.
what the fuck that is.
So wait a minute. So 2 pay-per-views that close to each? I don't remember.
Yeah.
February, March.
They've announced 2 pay-per-views.
I mean,
already.
February and May, right?
Yeah.
February, May, September, November.
September. Really? Jeez, I don't remember them being that close. Yeah, here's the deal. I think you got plenty of time to rebuild Hangman now the crowds are back. And Kenny, I don't know. Whatever. I maybe Revolution, but I think Kenny at least goes a year. And I think there's plenty of time to build Hangman and do other things with Hangman and circle it back, and it's not hurt Hangman at all. Because I don't think
Full Gear is November 6th.
Full Gear is November 6th.
In St. Louis.
I think that's too soon. When did Kenny win it? Full Gear?
No, he won it December 2nd when Sting debuted.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember Winter is Coming, the whole AEW special.
Dubs with the encyclopedia memory.
I would say Revolution then. I could see him dropping at Revolution. And I think there's plenty of time. Listen, this year's it's half over, dude.
I know it's half over.
It's only 6 more months. You could easily push the Hangman thing for 6 more months, no question. Hangman's
then you gotta give him a
busy.
TNT title run before Kenny.
I don't know. I think he's just
about
to
give
start
him
ramping
something
back up, dude. Yeah, I think he's gonna start ramping up. I don't think Hangman's not a guy that needs the title. So I think Hangman, with the beer thing and the crowd's back, he already drank a fucking beer or cheers somebody from the crowd.
Yeah,
I think they could build it, put him in a couple good things like they're doing with Cage right now, and then circle it back come late, like December. You know what I'm saying? Like December, circle it back to Kenny right after the pay-per-view in November. Circle it back to Kenny, and then you got 3 months to build up him and Kenny. 2 months, 3 months, whatever.
But here's the thing: like, if you give Hangman the belt, and then let's say he drops it, and then goes on a tear to Kenny, he could be the first Grand Slam champion in AEW.
He still can, but the other thing is, you give him the belt and he drops it. How? I mean, you're only giving him now. If you think about it, you're only giving him an 8-month window to get a title, lose a title, and then be ready to wrestle for the
wins
world
and losses
title
don't
again.
matter in AEW. They've proven that.
No, I know, but you also can't have a guy who just lost a title go right into fucking wrestling for the world title. You know what I'm saying?
No, but give it a month breather, and then. Because then he can go on Dark and inflate his wins and all that stuff, and he'll be good to go.
Or he could enter a casino battle royal.
Or he can enter. Hey, he's the first winner of it. He won the first one. What's to say he can't win another one?
The funny part is that's probably how they're going to bring that story back. I'll almost guarantee that's how they bring that story back. He wins it in November, and he gets the title shot against Kenny. Maybe he wins it on TV like Kenny did, and then they have the comeback match at Revolution. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, listen, it's all up in the air. It is what it is. It's either way. It's an interesting discussion what direction it goes. I personally feel Kenny a little more than a year as champ would be perfect. You know what I mean? It builds that his stature to where it is already, and just keeps it up there. You know. Next up, we got Private Party versus Jungle Boy and Christian. All my notes say is blah. Yeah. You get a Team Taz promo at the end, and basically my notes say, ugh, enough.
Team Jobber.
So what do you guys got in this match, if anything? If not,
yeah, the whole match was built solely to build Jungle Boy. The whole thing was around making him look strong and giving him some relevance in regards to people imagining him being able to win that belt in a couple of weeks. The only bit what I really thought was great, because it wasn't much, was Private Party doing the Edge and Christian snapshot move thing. I can't remember what it was called. Who was it they grabbed? They grabbed Christian. They were doing it with Christian. And they're putting him into poses what Edge and Christian used to do in WWE.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah,
it's fucking good, doesn't it? Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, it was solely to make Jungle Boy look. Christian didn't look too bad, but yeah, it was solely to make Jungle Boy look good.
All right, so then we moved to Sting and Darby for a promo, and they're in the ring. This was awesome. I mean, it was great seeing Sting in the crowd. Sting didn't say too much. He got a little bit, basically how he felt great, and the crowd was fucking loving it. The crowd was showing him love, so that was great. In the middle, I think he gave the mic back, and I think Darby was about to talk or something like that, and then Ethan and Scorpio Sky interrupt again. They basically said, this is funny, that that Sting basically carried Darby, and they would have beat him with anybody but Sting. So I'm curious to see if this leads to a new wrestler coming in to help Darby. They basically say, get rid of Sting and face us without Sting. get another partner, and we'll beat you. Again, I'm curious if this will lead to a new wrestler joining or just someone else coming in to help Darby, maybe joining the ranks and such. I don't know if you guys maybe have a thought process on that. Give me 1 second though, of who it might or could be. But this part was weird because Darby seemed like he was kind of perplexed and like, oh shit, and he was getting ready to try to say something in response, but then they just basically take a pause, promote something real quick, and jump the commercial. And I'm just like, what the fuck was that? Like, where, like, that was just so, boom, done, gone. And it was just like, what the fuck happened there? Because, yes, I get that Darby was playing the kind of perplexed thing there, but I kind of thought they would have given him a little time to say something, but maybe I'm wrong, or maybe they just did it a little too fast for me. I don't know. They kind of didn't play it up going into the commercial, I should say. They said he looks like he's speechless, but I didn't feel it. You know what I mean? I saw it, but I didn't feel it from the announcers, and and then it kind of just boom, just cuts to a promo for what's coming up and a fucking commercial, which was weird. So what do you guys got in this little segment? And do you guys have anybody that comes to mind? Because nothing popped in my head of someone that's not in AEW that maybe could fit the bill here.
Yeah, so I think Sting's promo was an example of when AEW doesn't script their promos and they say go out and say something, because he came out and generally had nothing to say and had no point to what he said. It was thank you fans, thank you, and there's more Steve Boredom, whatever his real name is, rather than Sting talking. And we've seen in the past Sting, not necessarily in AEW, I think maybe one or two in AEW, but Sting's been killer at promos, especially that kind of Joker-esque character he once did. But now he's just almost like, thank you very much, I'm Sting, love you all, thank you. It's like, come on, fuck's sake. Now in terms of partner, right, Darby Allin could go, I don't fucking need anybody, I do this by myself, right? Which would then leave Sting to go and find him a partner, right? So then Sting might go, well, hang on, somebody from my past who I wrestled with for a while in TNA, Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Possibly. Because there's no other natural link to anybody I can think of apart from that.
All right.
I think Samoa Joe makes sense. I mean, again, if he's under contract, I gotta believe he would want to go back to TNA for like a nostalgia run. But you could do that now with the Forbidden Door being open or what have you. I thought, his promo was okay. I mean, again, first time with fans, his first match in 6 years. I get why Steve Borden talked and not Sting. So, I mean, I wasn't angry with it. I mean, it was okay. I just think that even with Samoa Joe, you're still going to get the same come from behind match type style with Darby and Darby picking up the win versus, changing up his dynamic with how he wrestles.
Yeah. I'll agree. I do like that Samoa Joe thing. I don't know how I guess the Sting tie maybe works. The Sting tie-in maybe works, but I would almost say Aleister Black if
90 days.
Right. If
90 days,
if that wasn't something. So.
But I think Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe should be almost up. Yeah. Well, no, he got released in March.
Oh, did he? Because not at the same. Because Chelsea Green's got about 31. Because she's counting down. Did he go before
right after Mania?
Can I quickly Google it? And whilst you're Googling that, shall we talk about the abysmal segment?
It's so fucking bad.
Of Britt Baker and the Bullshit Brigade.
Britt Baker's celebration.
April 15th.
I guarantee Chris Jericho wrote that. He was like, yeah, you know what you used to do, Britt? Do a fucking celebration.
So July 15th,
jobbers.
basically.
July 15th, yeah.
Yeah.
Which ain't far off. Yeah, that ain't far off. I mean, that's almost like a month and a half pushing that. Yeah, it might not be.
Well, I mean, with basketball the way it is, and you got a 10 o'clock Dynamite this week, and then the following 2 weeks are going to be on Saturdays.
Yeah.
You could easily push it.
Yeah.
And between now and then, you could have Sting or Darby searching for a partner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And almost like the Cactus Jack memory loss stuff, what dragged on for ages, but kind of worked in WCW.
Right.
Which have loads of segments of them searching for somebody, and people turning them down, and and get to that, and then on the night, Darby Allin coming out by himself, and then actually Sting had gone off and got Samoa Joe. So this bloody Chris Jericho rip-off bloody I'm a champion celebration. Why fucking burgers? Why was Vicky Guerrero there when she was meant to be somebody strong with Andrade earlier on? Nyla Rose, fucking jobbing.
Why is Nyla there when they're beefing? I'm like that. That was like the biggest thing to me. It's like they have
Nyla Rose beefing, get Nyla Rose to pick her up and put her through a fucking table. Don't throw a couple of burgers up at her and go, oh, fuck this.
Right.
Do something good with it. Like, all she did was throw the burgers up in the air and go, nah, and walk off.
Yeah.
So, come on. We know the women's division shit. Do something better.
It was very lame. It was very not interesting at all. You knew Nyla was going to do something because Nyla and her have history. Why was she there? It made no sense. And then even everybody surrounding her, she literally just became the women's world champion. Who did they have surrounding her? D-level wrestlers.
Oh, was it the wingmen who
makes sense?
Have
drags
no
her
connection?
Down.
Yeah, and saw Pentaco and Luther because fuck me. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing Luther must secretly be her biggest fan.
I just like.
And Jericho's best friend.
Well, there is that, of course.
Like, you're just dragging her down by having these fucking D-level wrestlers out there. And it's like, what was the real... there was nothing good about it. Nothing good about this.
Nothing gained, apart from potentially another one with Nyla Rose, which I think we've seen, haven't we?
Yeah. It was quick.
Dub, what'd you say on this here?
This was a waste of time. You have 2 hours every week, and this is what you decide to put on it. I mean, one, you don't need two celebrations for matches. Pick one and stick with it.
Exactly. Again, doing too much of the same thing in the same show. AEW, they got away from doing that a little bit. Now, like you just said, it's they're fucking repeating history again.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest problem with the Botch Baker run now is there are no real contenders for her. Shida had the same problem. I saw a lot of people on groups going, well, Shida never defends the title. Who was there for her to defend against?
Yeah.
I mean, she gave a title defense to Penelope Ford, for crying out loud.
But then you've got Chris Statlander, who is a really competent wrestler.
Yes, but she was out for an ACL who just came back.
Yeah, and coming back could have got back into that mix, but instead they've gone, go hang around with the best friends and just do some promos here and there.
Do you really?
I think her and Orange are an item. I could be wrong, but
I get that.
She's with Kyland, whatever his name is from Impact.
Yeah,
she's got another wrestling partner. Yeah. Khaled, something, whatever his fucking name is.
Listen,
the guy who used to be behind the suicide mask.
Listen.
Okay.
I really think you're stretching when you say capable wrestler. She is capable if she works on her shit. But she is very sloppy as a wrestler herself, Chris Statlander.
She's better than Botch Baker.
She's like a hair better, but she botches a lot too. But the other thing is also you got to understand Shida is a world champ, so she shouldn't defend every week. She should defend just like a world champion. She shouldn't. She should have certain, only specific times you defend that title.
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, I'm just going by what other idiot groups are saying, and sometimes even in your group.
Oh well, I care. I just let whoever wants to joins.
No, I know. I know.
Just like any group.
Your group has been on Drone Accountability a few times.
Just like every group. But listen, I'm not gonna fucking tell you guys these idiots what to say. I mean, when the fucking Arabian Prince comes on there, of course I ban those people. But you want to say dumb wrestling shit. I mean, unfortunately, that's every wrestling group. Sadly, but yeah, like you said, I know, and I'm just kind of, and I know you understand that, but I'm just reiterating, like you said, for these type of people that if you're listening, like, get a fucking clue. You don't defend the world title every week on TV. Then the world title becomes nothing, But
you definitely have to defend it more than what Brock did.
Oh, no question. No question.
But I suppose that's the other thing. What they could do is if they had almost set dates for defense, then it legitimizes the ranking system, right? So, i.e., whoever's number one in the ranking system has their match by this date, and so you can almost set those dates in advance. And it could
kind
be
of like
once
those
a
4
month.
Quarterly specials they're supposed to do with TNT once they switch over to TBS.
That's gonna be huge, man.
Yeah,
that's gonna be huge. All right, let's not get fucking weighted down by this fucking Britt Baker bullshit. Next up, we get, like we spoke about earlier, Kingston gets another promo later on. He basically says it's about saving Penta and Pac, and Pac and Penta come in and say they don't want his help. He says, think about it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and walks away. So, a little quick thing. Nothing too serious there, but was just another layer, to kind of maybe on TV after the match they were pushed back, and now in the promo they push back, but then he gives them something to think about, so it drags it out and gives them a reason to change their mind or walk back how they feel. Bunny and Red Velvet. Now, okay, couple things here. Finally, the Bunny on Dynamite. Okay, number one. Of course, the face wins. Ugh, like. Here we go.
What do you
again.
got against Red Velvet?
Here, like, she's a fucking.
But I don't rate the Bunny. I actually think Red Velvet is better than the Bunny, and I don't see what you see in the Bunny.
And then let's talk about how Red Velvet almost killed herself. Literally, almost killed herself and almost paralyzed herself.
Yeah.
I think
I have an update for you on that.
Okay, hold on, real quick. If she would have stuck her head a little more, if she would have had her head get caught on the concrete a little deeper, and her body went over her like that, she'd have broke her neck clear. She'd have been a paraplegic, if not dead. Like, I was looking at that.
So she has responded to everyone on Twitter for a concern. Yeah. She says, thank you to my AEW family and everyone who's reached out to check up on me. I'm good and still stirring shit up as usual.
Okay. Now, Simon, what I can't stand about Red Velvet is...
Hey, NFL players do it, NBA players do it, everybody does it.
Stirring up the fucking cake.
So she moves like a dancer, and she obviously was a dancer. She looks good in what she does. She has fluidity, she has speed.
I'm not saying she don't.
I think she started to look small. Like as you put her in the ring with other people, and I only really noticed it originally with Jade, and like anybody would look small there. But actually, she looked smaller against the Bunny as well. I didn't realize she was that small.
Tiny.
Yeah, I didn't realize, but I am starting to realize. But for somebody who was only really ever signed to be a dark jobber, to get to kind of where she's got to, some high profile matches, hasn't looked bad. I don't remember her really botching anything, apart from that dive.
I'll agree.
And again, it's this whole. What is the fucking Bunny, right? Is she a horror story, weird kind of doll lass? Is she? I don't get what her character is because of her. She partners with some bloody butchers, like some meat butchers.
Here's the deal. She, number one, is a good wrestler. Number two,
debatable.
When she does moves on these women, she makes you think she's actually trying to hurt these women and laying them in. If you watch a lot of these women, they do these little shots and they go, ah, and they get the wall and molasses, and they go, oh, and they pushed on the chest. When she does the knee, she'll grab your hair, whip it around, and bring you down on her knees like she's really trying to fucking ram her knee through your head. When she does the forearm, she really fucking lays into it. That is what makes me like her as a wrestler. And she doesn't make many errors when she wrestles too. She's not sloppy. She makes you believe what she's doing. And I like the gimmick. The gimmick is she's almost, in a way, schizophrenic as well. She's almost like she's like happy skipping. She'll skip around a ring and then she'll give you the fucking mean, like that fucking like, oh, she's a little crazy, So that's her gimmick.
She screams she screams like a tennis player on anything she does. She runs. Her running just looks awful. I don't know what it is. She just runs really like. Just like she's probably bullied in PE when she was a teenager, right? She runs so badly.
Can't run worse than Bret Hart and Joey Janela.
She does run like Joey Janela. She's a female Joey Janela, absolutely right. But you're right. She does. There's nothing wrong with what you've said, but yeah, this is the thing. Dub said earlier on is she was in such a hot place in Dynamite with the Demon, whatever the bloody name is.
That's Impact.
Impact, sorry. And what is the Demon's name? You know it. You said it earlier on. I've forgotten.
Rosemary.
She was in such a hot place with Rosemary, and then literally killed that straight by being killed, and come over and has never got to those heights in AEW.
Well, she just hasn't really gotten the fucking opportunity in AEW to fucking do anything. So
they keep shuffling her around.
Right, and it's annoying, and I guess it's because her mental health issues, but which
this is not as bad as Kylie Ray's mental issues.
I was thinking exactly that.
I mean, she went from AEW to Impact. Now she's wrestling on NWA right now.
Yeah, after saying she's retired like twice.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to make light of it. I mean, but if that's hurting, I mean, if that's one of the reasons she ain't out there, I can understand it. But it's like, man, I just feel like she's got all the tools to be the champ, and that's just me. Big Dub, what's your take on this match, and what's your opinion on the Bunny in terms of her wrestling skills and what you think she could accomplish or should accomplish, etc.
Real quick, Red Velvet is 5'1" or 155 centimeters for our Brit fans.
There you go. Mm-hmm. How many kilograms?
They didn't give weight.
Probably 5.
2.2 kilos, 2.2 pounds per kilo. Right now.
So she's about.
No,
8.
I was just as nervous when I saw Red Velvet take that neck bump as anyone else. With Allie, it's very interesting because she was super hot. I mean, she was white hot in the NW or in Impact. She probably could have gotten a world title run after her stuff with Rosemary if she stayed. But instead, she went to AEW and just got lost in the shuffle. Because, I mean, she started out, she was going to have a feud with Brandy. That fell flat. Then she started dating QT Marshall or the bowling shoe salesman, and then that fell flat. Then she started showing up with the Butcher and the Blade, just being a manager, and everyone was... And I remember seeing everybody's, why isn't Ellie wrestling? Why isn't Ellie wrestling? And then all of a sudden, randomly, she just starts wrestling again. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with her. I hope everything's fine. I think she's adequate in the ring. Could she be better? Sure, everyone could be better. Everyone needs to get better every week at whatever they're doing, whether it be podcasting or wrestling or football or what have you. But yeah, I wish she didn't get lost in the shuffle. And I think a lot of people that they've brought in have gotten lost in the shuffle.
I agree.
And I think Matt Cardona saw that and got the hell out of there.
Maybe. I gotta be honest, he didn't impress me. So
Oh, no, I wasn't impressed with his AEW run either, but at least he only did 5 appearances and got the bleep out of there.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we had a Dark Order promo. John Silver basically said he was told he was getting a TNT title shot, but he can't because of injury, so Uno's getting a TNT title shot. I like that. Uno is another guy that benefited from the crowd. It's funny because everybody used to shit on Uno, and when the crowd came back, Uno was getting good pops, which was great, because he deserves it. I don't care what anybody says. The guy can wrestle, and the guy has the psychology as well in the match, big time.
He's lost a ton of weight too.
Yes, he did.
Since he came into AEW, he's lost a ton of weight, and his moveset has gotten his work ethic has gotten a lot better in his in-ring work.
Yep.
So about 6 months before AEW was formed, I was meant to be going to an indie show where Eva Luno was going to be there.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, exactly. And he no-showed. No, he no-showed the event, right?
Oh,
so
really?
instantly, I fucking hated him, right? I'd never seen him before, didn't know anything of him before. Instantly, fucking hated him, and then I've wanted to hate him throughout AEW because of that, because I hold grudges. But he's won me over. I like the guy. I think he's talented in the ring. His promos are good. I like the fact that he stays in character, like on his Twitch streams and on Twitter. You never see him without the mask on. It just doesn't happen. And actually, he's won. It's taken 18 months, but he's won me over.
Then right after that, they basically show a Miro promo, and he says he finds out he says it's going to be Uno he's facing, and he's basically going to make this a teachable moment. So nothing too crazy there. Just more promotion for the upcoming match. Is it next? I believe it's next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so. And then that brings us to the finale, the main event, which is Dustin versus Camarado in the bull rope match. From what I watched, it was a good match. Cody, he better turn on Cody. That's all I have to say. He just better be the guy that turns on Cody. I didn't watch a lot of this show. I got to be honest. I didn't watch very closely. I was in and out of matches, took some notes here and there. It was like one of those shows. It wasn't a bad show, but it wasn't a show that I had a lot that I would care too much about. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you guys got on the bull rope match itself?
I think the match was so fucking dated. I think it was such an irrelevant throwback to the 90s WCW. What didn't need to fucking happen. They kept tripping over the rope itself, having to untangle each other from the rope, having to drag it over the top rope. Neither of them looked good coming out of it.
I felt the rope was a little stiff. They should have used a more pliable rope.
Mm-hmm. I just literally watched it going, how fucking dated does this feel? And if the Rhodes family didn't have a connection to that match, it would have no need to ever be on fucking TV.
My question is, when was the last time you saw a bull rope match?
Been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you feel like it's dated, but we haven't really seen a bull rope match since what? Eddie Guerrero and JBL, technically? So, and I'm sure they never called it a bull rope match.
So JBL having a bull rope match, I get, right? Because he had that kind of, that character, what would, and actually, Dustin Rhodes is in WCW. Dustin Rhodes has the character what goes with it. But he's not. He's just blue and black demon thing, not even a demon, he's just blue and black. It just made me go, one, there wasn't any build up to why, the only decision to do a bull rope match is because Dustin Rhodes was undefeated in a bull rope match. There was no reason or rationale of why it had to be a fucking bull rope match.
No, they attacked Dustin with the bull rope, the cowbell. That's where it led from, and that's why it was like 3 weeks ago or so. And,
yeah, because he brought it out.
Yeah, and then he got attacked with it. So I told you privately, I don't agree with you. I also am fine with the bull rope match. He's a Texas boy. Everybody knows it. So it's not a surprise that he would do a bull rope match. He's a Rhodes. And like Dub says, it's different. It's a little different. You don't see it as often anymore. So I didn't hate it. I didn't pay attention to the match, to be honest with you, that well. I do think that they fucked up with the rope itself. I felt, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I remember wrong, but it was a pretty stiff rope, right?
Yeah, it kept getting tangled and all sorts.
Yeah, right. That's why I felt like it kept getting, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, man, they keep fucking getting tangled up in this, and it's almost, did they have two ropes tied, taped almost together at points? Like,
I believe so. Yeah.
If you compare this to the dog collar match, which probably the last comparable match in the AEW, it was chalk and cheese, because this felt dated, for me it felt dated anyway, felt that the rope kept going in the way, and felt that, equally, Nick Comoroto, who should have come out looking strong, didn't come out looking strong. Right. Whereas the dog collar match, on the other hand, was a really good bloody match, where there was reason behind it, and it worked. And so we know they can do it right. But I don't think they did that.
Dustin doesn't need to win. This is a case of a fucking heel should be winning again, and the face wins again. I mean, this is typical current wrestling booking, where heels don't win. Then what's the fucking point of a heel?
Exactly.
Then there's no point of a heel.
So baby faces are acting like heels, and heels are acting like baby faces.
I wonder what the non-dark and elevation record of fucking the Nightmare Family, or the Nightmare Factory actually is.
Yeah, it's
apart from that tag match on this episode, I think they've lost every other time.
Yeah, it's going to be very skewed. The only thing I will tell you about stipulation matches is there's too many stipulation matches in AEW. I like a good stipulation match, but you're turning it into just a throwaway thing. It's almost like tables were becoming, and chairs, and like when ECW made tables and chairs a big thing, and then WWF went and took ladders, tables, and chairs and just overdid it, and now tables and chairs are nothing in a match, and actually parts of spots instead of actually something big in a match. You know what I mean? Minus Shaq going through two tables, which was fucking awesome.
Mr. Recruiter for AEW now.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he was trying to get Kurt Angle.
Oh, fuck that. I don't want Kurt Angle.
I know, but hey, how many people do you see recruiting for WWE right now that are celebrities?
I don't know. Fucking Kurt Angle will end up being an analyst or a commentator on another fucking show.
I don't know, you guys probably, I don't know if you know MMA, but Colby Covington wants to get into wrestling, and I'd love to see Colby Covington come to AEW, but he's
didn't Henry
WWF.
What's his name want to as well?
Cejudo, yes.
Yeah, Henry Cejudo.
But he's tiny, bro. He's tiny.
I know he's tiny, but I know he said he wanted to do wrestling.
He's like Marco Stunt, but he.
Because I remember him showing up with.
He's an Olympic gold medalist, dude. Yeah. So
I remember him showing up with Tyson against
That was awesome, yeah.
Jericho.
Vitor's out there with him. But the thing about Colby is Colby's mentioned WWF, and Colby's done something in TNA before. So I don't know if you guys remember that, because his interesting, the new show on A&E about hunting down things. Dan Lambert, who owns American Top Team, he's a huge belt collector. I didn't know that, and his belt collection is sick, dude. And there's no replicas. Replicas. It's a full room of original belts from all the different It's fucking nuts. Go watch the episode with who was it? Oh my god. Drawing a blank. Oh, Jerry the King Lawler, I believe. Check that.
I'm sure he has all his shit too.
Check that episode out with Jerry the King Lawler. Because they were looking for, I believe, Booker T. No, Booker T. Because they were looking for the TV title. That was it, the Booker T episode. They were looking for that WCW TV title. And Hacksaw was the last guy to have it and sold it to somebody in Florida. And they went down to Dan Lambert's house. And, dude, that room is fucking sick. I'm sure
A&E has a marathon of it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely look at. If you haven't watched it, I was impressed with Dan Lambert's collection. I know the dude's fucking super rich, and he's literally runs he's the owner of American Top Team, which is one of the biggest MMA camps out there, you know. And he's a big wrestling fan, and he was on TNA, and he brought his guys, and Colby was one of the guys at the time. I didn't watch it. I saw clips of it at one point, not too long ago. So that's how I know about it. But I'd love to see Colby in AEW. But like I said, again, he's mentioned WWF. He hasn't mentioned AEW. So, you know, who knows? But,
who knows?
Yeah, so a little tangent there. But I think stipulation matches, maybe they just need to calm the fuck down with them a little bit.
Yeah, that I'll agree with.
In general. So, all right, guys. I mean, you guys have anything final words? I mean, we fucking killed it.
Do we reckon this is the longest episode yet of the 57?
I think this might be. I mean, we're almost at
3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah, we're almost at 3 hours, and thank God Jimmy didn't join us because we'd have fucking been going all night.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, that guy just don't shut up.
But no, thank you guys for joining me to co-host today, man. That was great. I appreciate it. I know Dubs is fucking not Dubs. Simon's about to fucking hit the hay soon, I'm sure.
Or have another bottle of Jack. Who knows?
I've got to be up for work at 7 in the morning.
Oh shit, man.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Catch us live every Sunday, 3:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Please like, share, subscribe. UncensoredAlliance.com is where you find everything we do. Email AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. We are on Facebook, a page and a group. AEW Uncensored Podcast. Put it in the search bar. Like the page. Join a group. All third-party podcast applications. You can find the audio of this. We are also on Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, and iTunes. Please write us a review on iTunes. Join us on Skype to get on the show. The link's in the description of this current audio version and the current video version on YouTube. So send me a message and we'll add you to
we definitely want somebody from Germany to come on the show at some point.
We need some Germans. We need to hear what you have to say about listening to this podcast in Germany. And like I said, from that Skype, from the message you send me, I'll throw you in the AEW Uncensored family chat that we have. Love everybody out there. Thank you very much for joining us. And Big Dub, Simon, thank you very much. Simon, sleep tight, buddy. And we'll see you next week. Peace.